Hey, before we get into the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe down below. We're coming out with videos every single Wednesday morning. Tuesday nights, we're shooting them first on the Aboriginal Sports Network. But, if you're not there, make sure to check it out here. So, again, hit that subscribe button. Comment down below what you'd like to see me talk about next. We're doing some NFL recapping, looking at week one, looking ahead towards week two. We'll probably do it again, keep going on until the NBA season starts. We might change it up then. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below, and let's get right into the video. All right, well, welcome into a Ball Knowers podcast, Aboriginal Sports Network crossover type episode here. We're here to recap the week one of the NFL season and then look forward a little bit towards week two, give some predictions and I'll talk probably a little bit some spread because that's what I did for week one. And I don't know, I guess that's really it. We can get on out of here. But first off, Chase, how you doing today?
Uh, I've been a little sick recently, but I'm feeling a little better today. So, I enjoyed the first week. I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah, it's been a few weeks now since I talked to you. I think this might be the first episode since I've been at college now that you are um, doing it with me, so that's kind of exciting. Um, but yeah, I mean, we can just get right into it. So last week we had let's see, the first game was not Giants, Eagles Cowboys. Eagles won 24-20. I mean, we start out with before the game even starts, you have Jalen Carter spitting on Dak Prescott and getting kicked out of the game. Um, so that was pretty interesting. That was a quick way to start out the game, and then you had just like a battle back and forth of scoring, and that quickly came to a halt once that storm came in and about the third quarter or so, and like at that point, I don't even know if was there another point scored after the storm came in, maybe a field goal. There was
I don't
not.
think anybody scored
Yeah,
after.
I think it was just like all punts. Um, but yeah, so what were you thinking about this game? What was your opinion? The opening of the season. How do you feel about it?
Um, yeah, I thought it was a good opener. We got to kind of see, and week one again, like pretty much all the takeaways we have from week one will probably end up not really being accurate towards what
Oh
the
yeah,
team's going to look like for the whole season.
of
But
course, yeah.
uh, this Cowboys defense
Oh
is
my god.
probably going to be horrible. Um, Without Micah Parsons, their defensive line is just not very good. They're just going to be bad.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing with Dak Prescott, though, man, is like he just looks so much better already than he did last year. He just looked more confident. Um, I was having a great time watching him play, and CeeDee Lamb had one of his probably most uncharacteristic games ever. So
My
I
god.
think that duo is going to be really good for them this year, and I think they're probably going to be more competitive than people are expecting them to be without Micah. But I think it may be like a light version of what the Bengals did last year, where their offense is putting up 30 points a game and their defense is allowing 40 points a game. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they're a team that I'll definitely be paying attention to as the season goes on. As far as the Eagles, I think their offense is still going to be a complete machine this year. They scored before the game got stopped for I forget what it was, like an hour and a half. Um, their offense, I think, scored pretty much every time they touched the ball, and they were just mowing their way down the field. They still are going to have the best offensive line in the league, so yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the Eagles. Really good chance that they're coming out of the NFC this year again.
Really, well, I mean, we can get into it later, and obviously, not all these teams we're going to talk about in full extent because some of these games
Yeah,
are just you can almost pass over them pretty quick. But the signature games Monday night, I mean like Thursday, Friday, Sunday, all that stuff probably hit on a little bit
mm-hmm.
more. Yeah, so I mean, first thing I want to hit on, like you said, C.D. Lamb, just like dropping every single ball that came at him. There were the post that
Four
was,
drops, I think.
yeah, I think it was three or four. I'm pretty sure now he leads the league in drops since 2020 or 2021, something like that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the post that he got over the middle, where it was like just right in his arms, like it bounced like off the inside of his elbow. That was, I mean, CD like although he has a lot of drops, he also has a ridiculous amount of targets every year. He has never really been known to like have bad hands at all, and for
Mhm.
some like the last drop where there was the diving one, you could maybe excuse it, like maybe probably still should have caught it, but like it was a tough catch. The other ones though, like every single one was just straight off the hands, as if he was. I mean, I'm sure you saw the Quentin Johnson edits. Like everybody's,
Yep.
yeah, like everybody's making fun of him. Those, it was bad. It was really bad. Um, yeah. So, like as for CD, I mean, he needs to just hold on to the ball. Javante didn't look too awful. Like he was running the ball pretty decently. Whether that was because Jalen Carter was missing, probably likely, but he didn't look that bad, especially for the amount of slack he was getting throughout training camp and whatever. Like people were saying that they were gonna have zero running game, which I also expected it to be the case. Um, Pickens like just looked so uninterested. I'll say that. Like there were a lot of plays I saw of breakdowns where people were like, he just like is giving up halfway on the route and like just, like he's turning around in frustration because he's not getting the ball enough. But and as for Dak, I mean Dak looked great today, or not today on Thursday. He really, the stats, 21 for 34, 188 yards. You see that and you think like he didn't have that great of a game. He really played fantastic. He had so many passes that were just like a football-sized window to drop this ball in, and he fits it through perfectly. The right sideline should have been a touchdown to Turpin. Just like, I mean, that was an unbelievable pass. Or not Turpin, sorry. Um, who was it? For the Cowboys, it was it Turp? No, it was Tolbert up the right sideline. Like they dropped it right in the bucket, and he just it bounced right off of his face almost, like right off his hands. He should have caught that one. Um, that's really all I have to say for the Eagles. I mean, for the Cowboys. Like, and I guess their defense looked, like you said, terrible. Like, just awful. They had
Mhm.
zero pass rush at all. They were rushing four in the first half, and like they were getting nothing. Jalen Hurts, I'm pretty sure, led the league this week in time per throw. Um,
Mhm.
like he was just sitting in the pocket like he always
It's
does. But
almost like 4 seconds per throw.
yeah, like actually unbelievable. Um, Saquon looked not great to be honest, especially versus a front this poor. I was kind of expecting him to have a monster like 150-yard game, and he had 60, so that was pretty surprising to me. Um,
Um,
yeah.
Saquon saw a lot of loaded boxes that game, honestly, which makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But it really, I don't think Saquon played that poorly, honestly, considering, like obviously his box score doesn't look good, but I thought he still had an overall positive impact on the game.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think they used
yeah.
him in a lot of ways where like the Cowboys were clearly game planning to stop him.
Mm-hmm.
So the Eagles kind of played into that a little bit. And yeah, that's what I noticed from Saquon that game. Obviously, everyone was kind of expecting him to have a big game with how bad their defense is, but I think the Cowboys were definitely keyed in on him
Mm-hmm.
that game specifically.
Yeah. The last few things, like AJ Brown not getting a target until the fourth quarter, like the end of the fourth, is pretty insane. The Cowboys
Yeah.
really like. I mean, I didn't see like a whole breakdown of this entire game for like in the sense of like how AJ Brown and Devonta Smith got so destroyed. I was expecting Devonta Smith because the Cowboys stopped rushing four in the second half and like they started dropping back more. And I was expecting Devonta Smith to start going off, and he really didn't. And then, AJ Brown like 2 minutes left or a minute left gets his first catch. That was super strange. The last two things I want to mention: Andrew Bakuba, rookie out of Georgia, safety for the Eagles. He looked pretty solid for his first game as a starter. And then Adoree Jackson is so putrid at the sport of football. It's actually unbelievable. He like I think I might have had a better chance out there to like the fact that he was that bad and Pickens had such a awful game. Like it's actually insane. I mean I know he was on CD a lot of the time, but like it just doesn't make sense because like I think like I don't know. I guess Pickens was just getting covered out of his mind, but like he was awful. Every pass they were Dak was actually there was like four plays in a row where he just threw it at Adoree because he knew that CD was gonna get open. Like and I think like one or two of them were ended up being drops, but yeah, Adoree was just awful that game. I'm not complaining. The Giants let him walk.
Yeah, the Eagles secondary I think is definitely the weakness of their team this year.
for sure.
I've never been a huge fan of Blankenship as a safety.
Hmm.
He's not like a horrible player, but I've never thought he was like this like good safety. I think he's more just like a cog in the machine for them defensively.
Yeah.
I don't think we saw obviously as good of a defense as we'll see from the Eagles when Carter's back.
Hmm.
I think everybody's kind of aware of that,
Yeah.
but um, I think like Quinion Mitchell, unless he's like actually one of the best of the best, there's a chance we see a little bit of regression from him this year. DeJean,
Hmm.
um, they have some pieces back there, but like you said, Adoree Jackson's horrible.
Yeah.
And,
Like.
I think that's why they traded for Ja'Cory and Bennett because they might try a couple people across from Quinion this year.
Yeah.
Um,
Like
but yeah,
so.
I think,
Yeah. So bad so
go
that like
ahead.
they need to replace him like ASAP. Like they cannot
Yeah,
be. He cannot be the full time starter going into like the second half stretch of the season. Like by the deadline, they need some other corner. I don't know who it is, but like literally any other body would probably be better.
come get Tariq Woolen. You guys can have
All right, anybody besides Woolen might be better.
him.
Yeah, Woolen. We'll get into that in a minute. He was trash.
Yeah,
Um,
that was hard to watch.
yeah, but oh, and then Jahad Campbell looked expectedly amazing. Like I was so pissed he went to the Eagles. Like
Howie
he was
Roseman
he
does
was
it
like my
again.
favorite dude all pre-draft, just because he was such a like. I mean, he was the captain of the Bama defense as a freshman. Like that's like so insane. He's such a smart player, and all the film I saw on him, like he was one of the few players that I like, actually scouted, and he. I mean, I just like loved watching him so much. He's one of my favorite players in this draft class, and the fact that he fell that far, and of course it was to the Eagles, like he's going to be such a stud, especially next to Zach Bond. That's an unfair duo. Like they really have two potential one elite linebacker and potentially two. It's really unfortunate. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
He was my pick for defensive rookie of the year, which probably won't end up actually happening because
mm,
linebackers don't really win that award very often.
yeah.
But
It's almost impossible.
yeah, I think he's going to be really good right away, and I think he'll be one of the best linebackers in the league sooner than later.
I fully agree. All right, we can move off of the Cowboys Eagles unless you have anything else to say. I'm all good. All right.
Nope.
Moving on to Chargers Chiefs. It was 27-21. I mean, Herbert looked really solid in this game. Like he was really just consistently hitting like passes. Yeah, that's your Oregon guy. Um, he was hitting passes like all over the field, and especially to Quentin Johnson. That was pretty surprising. Who finished
Mm-hmm.
579 and 2 touchdowns. He had the one catch, like it was like a shorter one, and he like took it up the field and just outran everybody. And then his first touchdown was like in the back of the end zone, where it's a good route and a good catch. He was, I mean, Quentin Johnson just looked like he was actually back to being what he was, hyped up to be coming out of the draft, to be like a good route running jump ball kind of guy that can outrun anybody. And that's what he was doing in this game, which about time because his
Yeah.
first year was anything but that.
Yeah, there was a couple flashes we saw from Johnston last year where people were like, "Oh, this guy could actually be like pretty good,"
Hmm.
but it was kind of like mirrored by this. He was just pretty inconsistent all season,
Yeah.
or more bad than good, I would say last year. But there was definitely moments where you saw like the hype that got him drafted so early, and it's really good to see because there's players like him that just like when you're getting dragged on social media all the time and you're dropping all these passes right in your hands, it's really easy for that to affect you mentally and for that to pretty much ruin your career. So it's
Hmm.
nice to see him have a game like this. I hope this is the Quentin Johnston we get all season because as a big Herbert fan, that would mean really good things for the Chargers. But I didn't get to really watch this game because I had work that day.
Hmm.
But from what I've seen of it, Herbert just had like an essentially perfect game. He
Yeah.
showed up in the clutch, which keeps Emmanuel Acho off his back for the week. But
So dumb. Yeah.
um, yeah, it was from what I've seen, Herbert played great. And the Chiefs, I think they lost Worthy in the first
Yeah,
quarter.
literally, like it was like might have been the first play of the game. He was running. It was basically like two drags, I think, or like one was a drag, one
Mm-hmm.
was a slant, and he just like full on ran into Kelsey. Like Kelsey like checked
Yeah.
him basically, and
Mm-hmm.
I never saw what the injury was. I'm assuming it got revealed, and I just didn't see it. I don't know if it was a shoulder or collarbone or what. It looked like he dislocated his shoulder because he was walking off the field like kind of like holding his shoulder weird. Um,
Damn.
Yeah, that's what makes the most sense to me. I don't know how much time he's missing. They didn't put him on IR or anything, so it's not going to be too severe.
Okay.
But yeah, he got
That's
knocked out instantly.
that's weird for that's 2 years in a row where the Chiefs lose one of their top receivers to like self-inflicted
Mm-hmm.
injuries, which and that's a big blow for the Chiefs if he's out. Obviously, he's not on IR, so he won't be out
Yeah.
for a super long time. But you're without Rasheed and Worthy,
Mm-hmm.
and Kelsey's only getting older.
Oh my God,
So
Kelsey. He did not look good in this game. Like I mean, he finished 2 for 47 and a touchdown. He had a 37-yard catch, but like it was his route running, his ability to like his speed, his agility. Like I mean, we saw it last year. Like you could visibly every game see him getting worse and worse and slower, and like the age was really hitting him. And then
yeah,
this year, like if he doesn't retire after this season, I would be shocked because he does not have it anymore at all. He's still a good red zone guy. Like he's still a big body. He's still got good hands and everything, but he just does not have the like top tier route running, sprinting, all that stuff ability anymore. Which I mean, it's unfortunate to see that go, but he doesn't have it anymore for sure. Um, Another like interesting thing from this game, Hollywood in the first half, he was I don't remember how many catches and yards it was. It was like eight, or I think it was based on targets. It was like 8 or 10 targets, and he had not even 40 yards, I think. And so it was like the lowest or one of the lowest target per yards, or no, it was, oh sorry, it was like 10 targets, 20 yards, and it was like one of the lowest targets per yards like in this century for a receiver in the first half, which is kind of crazy. He finished 10 for
who was that
99.
for?
Hollywood Brown.
Oh,
Yeah, like he was just getting like 2 yard pass, 2 yard pass, like over and over again. Cause that's all this offense was. Like I mean, their O line was like good, but it's just like they don't have. I mean, they were running Tyquan Thornton out there like every play. It was Juju Smith-Schuster, Hollywood, and Tyquan Thornton were the three receivers. Like
that's
it,
bad.
yeah, like that is brutally bad. And when Worthy's healthy and Rice comes back, like this will be a really good offense, I think. But
Hmm.
I mean, if Worthy misses like any real time, like more than a week, this like they really could lose any game that he's out because their offense, passing wise, just had nothing going for it. I mean, Mahomes was their leading rusher by over double the next leading rusher. Like it's the complete Mahomes show. If he does not have a good game, they lose.
Yeah, the Chiefs. That's I think I tweeted about this during the game. Um, how they just run a they're I'm hoping they don't run the same gimmick offense that they've had the last 2 years with Nagy,
Hmm.
where they just refuse to throw past the sticks the entire game, which obviously without Rice and without
Yeah.
Worthy and with Kelsey getting worse, that might be the case for the first few weeks. But I'm
Hmm.
hoping once they have all their pieces back, that they start throwing the ball a little deeper more. It does hurt that they can't really get into any sort of run game because Pacheco is just a truly horrible football player. But
All right, respect him. That's a
no,
Rutgers legend.
I will
No,
not respect
yeah,
Isaiah Pacheco.
he's not good though. You're not wrong.
He I don't know. He gets 3 yards. He gets three hard earned yards,
It's
but
true,
it's 3 yards at the
dude.
end of the day.
Look how hard he runs, dude. It's so cool.
It's just I don't know. The Chiefs. It feels like it doesn't feel like it's true act. The entire Mahomes era, they've just always had these like horrible running backs.
Hmm.
They had Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They had the corpse of Kareem Hunt.
Still do.
Just yeah, they still have him right now. It's just a bad running game, and so maybe that has a little bit to do with why they can't really set up the pass. But at the end of the day, you have Mahomes in his prime, and you have to just kind of lean on his arm a little bit more than I think they have the last couple of years.
Hmm.
So I'm really hoping that's the case when they get everybody back healthy.
Yeah, I'm interested to see, like, depending on how much time Worthy misses, how like much this offense struggles because, I mean, they could be in for some rude awakening. We'll see. Honestly, I don't know who they play next. We'll get into that later.
Eagles,
Okay, well, I mean
that might be a loss.
yeah, that's probably going to be a loss if we're being realistic. Um, but yeah, that's. I mean, I don't really have anything else to say about that game. It was cool seeing Hampton. I mean, he didn't look great, but he was getting really all the rushing like rushing attempts, which is good to see as a big Hampton owner for fantasy this year, but whatever. I mean, he'll be better in the future, I'm sure. All right, moving on. So some of these we can like go through kind of quick. Bucks Falcons. I don't have a ton to say about this game. So I was doing a like play-by-play commentating for the Giants game, so I missed a lot of the 1 p.m. games. Um, but I saw the stats and I saw like clips and stuff. From this one, I know like Buka went off. He had two really
Yep.
good touchdowns, and they were also really good passes from Baker.
Yep.
Ibuka, like, yeah, he was so hyped up this offseason, and he expectedly looks just amazing. Um, did you watch this game? Would you have any strong opinions or
I
anything?
actually one of my roommates is a Falcons fan, so we watched the entire game.
Okay.
Bijan had like an explosive 50-yard
Yeah.
touchdown right off the rip.
Yeah.
He couldn't really get anything going in the run game, which was interesting to see.
Yeah. 12
Vita
for
Vea
24.
had a fantastic game, dude. He was just blowing stuff up. He was kind of playing with Chris Lindstrom the entire game, which is insane
Yeah,
because Lindstrom's
that's
still one of the
crazy.
best guys in the league. But Vita Vea was fantastic in this game. He had like a couple deflected passes, but Bijan had that 50-yard touchdown right off the rip. We were all kind of losing it, and then Penix looked pretty good, man. Like I think Penix could be a franchise quarterback. He put a pass to I think his name's
Mm-hmm.
Kadarius Hodges or something. I
Yeah,
forget what his
Hodge.
name is.
Yep.
But he put a pass in the bucket to him at the end of the game that would have won them the game. And Hodge just like is running and looks up as the ball's dropping into the bucket, but he looks up a second too late. It drops right in front of him. So, and that was right. That was just another big time drive, which is something we've seen Penix do ever since college.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he kind of has that it factor. He just kind of he's definitely got a little bit of an accuracy issue. He'll be a little inconsistent with his accuracy sometimes, but him and London already have a solid connection. Pitts was getting involved, so I think if they can get the run game going later this year,
Mm-hmm.
Penix is like a really solid quarterback that could help them win the division. As far as the Bucks go, Baker was kind of up and down. He also had some accuracy problems this game,
Yeah,
but
I saw some of that. I just saw that
he
Kadarius
showed up.
Hodge almost catch too. That was a great pass and
Yeah,
should have been a touchdown.
yeah, that was like a perfect pass. It was almost like Hodge like wasn't expecting the ball.
Mm-hmm.
That's how good of a throw it was. But yeah, Baker played really well on that final drive though. Ibuka already looking like he's just going to kind of be the Godwin replacement. Like they're just going to slot him right in for
Mm-hmm.
Godwin as he kind of phases himself out. So um, yeah, this is a big win for the Bucks. Especially without Tristan Wirfs. When we talked about a couple weeks ago our predictions for the season, I said losing Wirfs might kind of hurt the Bucks a little bit this season.
Mm-hmm.
Right off the start, they might start slow, not be able to win the division. So this is a really big division win for them to start the year.
Yeah.
Um,
I
and
said
this one really hurts for the Falcons because
yeah,
there's a very winnable game.
for sure. I said it in my like my video I did last week previewing the week 1 game, saying like this is a type of game that you know when it's week 16 and you're like, all right, we're half a game behind the Bucks, we're half a game behind the Falcons. Like this is the game that you look back on and you're like, dude, why did we lose week 1? That was such a winnable game. Like 23-20. Like this is a game that either side could have won. And like these are the games that come back and haunt you when it comes down to actually making the playoffs, because typically only one team from the NFC South ends up making the playoffs. A couple of people in chat, Metz, who was streaming on ABSN earlier, he said, "Hey, what's going on?" And Coach Ed said, "Peace and blessings, Kings." So thanks for that. Um, all right. Anyways, I don't really have anything else to say from this game because I only really watched some clips. Sterling Shepard
Bro.
out there though. I love Sterling Shepard, so good for him. Um, all right, moving on. Bengals Browns. Uh, Honestly, a lot of these
Oh,
1
man.
p.m. Yeah, I don't really have too much to say about this one besides like the Bengals are really embarrassing for only winning this one by 1 point. You
Every year, man.
yeah,
They
like
just start the year so bad every year.
yeah. Nobody besides Chase Brown getting a rushing attempt and Burrow is kind of surprising to me because of um, how hyped up whatever his name is there, Taj Boyd was
Mm.
this offseason. I really thought that he was going to get some like actual potential backup carries, so I guess not. Jamar Chase just absolutely blanketed, so that was pretty surprising. And then Noah Fant being pretty productive for them and like kind of being their tight end 1 over Gesicki is also pretty surprising because he wasn't good with Seattle last year, and so for him to
Yeah.
like, I mean, it's not like Gesicki is the best tight end in the league or anything, but like for Noah Fant to walk in, signing there like a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago or whatever, and like getting a touchdown, looking pretty decent, um, that's kind of surprising to me. As for the Brown side of this, I mean, Flacco looked poor, which to be expected. He had two bad interceptions. One of them was really bad. It was like just like a way over the head, like just right into the Bengals player's arms. Um, Dylan Sampson being the leading running back in this game and not Jerome Ford is really surprising to me. I kind of expected Ford
Mm.
to do a little bit more, and 6 for 8 is just like 6 carries, 8 yards is just ridiculous. Like that is, I mean, it's understandable why they stopped playing him. Did you have anything from this game to talk about? Miles Garrett has two
I did,
sacks. He's Did you see the hit on Joe Burrow that he had up the middle? Oh my, that was
yeah.
crazy.
This is just like a true AFC North ugly slugfest game
Yeah.
where like it's just a horrible game to watch unless you really love defense.
Hmm.
It's a it's just truly a shame that Miles Garrett is probably never going to be able to compete for a championship in his career because
Yeah.
the guy is just completely ridiculous. One of the best edge rush talents that we've ever seen in the league. He was just wrecking the Bengals' offensive line the entire game, which is kind of just something that Cincinnati fans have probably been seeing for 10 years now. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, Burrow, the issue with Burrow has always kind of been his pocket presence. How he just sometimes takes dumb sacks,
Hmm.
which I think we saw. I think he took like 3 sacks in a row on one of the drives this game.
Yeah. It was. Let me while you're talking, I'll find it because that I did watch that drive and that was just like, what the hell just happened?
I saw a stat. I forget what the exact number was. I think it was -7. They had -7 yards in the entire second half, or something like that, or
Really?
maybe it was the fourth quarter. But
Uh
they
huh.
just could not move the ball in the second half of this game.
Yeah. It's
Um,
totally the. So the fourth quarter I'm looking at right now, they open up 3 plays. So it's like Chase Brown got a 1 yard, then an incomplete punt, and then they get punted back. Then the next drive is Burrow sacked 6 yards by Garrett. Burrow sacked 5 yards by Garrett. Burrow sacked 7 yards by McGuire, and then they punted away. And then like missed field goal by the Browns. Then a 3 play 4 yard drive, and they punt it. The Bengals. Flacco throws a pick. A 3 play minus 10 yard drive by the Bengals. They punt it. So I mean, what is that like a? I don't even know. -28. That's like a -20 yard quarter for them, if that. I think it's even more, like -25.
yeah, it was just the peak of AFC North football.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really paying attention to that game very much, but yeah, free Miles Garrett, it's never going to happen. Um, but
Yeah.
I'd like to see him have a chance at some point.
Yeah. Send him to the Giants or something. That's probably what I would say if he wants a real chance. Um,
Dexter Lawrence, Abdul Carter, Miles Garrett pass rush,
Yep, and Brian Burns. Just
and Brian
somehow we don't
Burns
even need corners. Just
from
and Thibodeau. We just got them all out there. Somehow they all rush off the edge.
5-man rush the entire game.
um, all right, moving on to probably the craziest, most surprising game. Somebody, E-Man in the chat says, "Salute, fellas." Salute. Uh, all right, so the craziest game, probably in my opinion, 33-8. The Colts absolutely freaking whoop the Dolphins. That was shocking to me because I had the Dolphins winning this game, partially because I hate Daniel Jones and also because I think he's trash. But like also because there's no reason the Dolphins should have lost this game. They are, at least they should be, the better team in all aspects. Um, Tua goes out there and just throws some of the worst interceptions I've seen in a long time. On the opening drive, he just threw a pass 5 yards over the head of the receiver and just straight into the cornerback's arms. He like their first half consisted of interception, fumble, punt, and then their third quarter was interception, downs. Like they had what 2, 4, 6, 7 drives in the game, and they have what 4 turnovers of punt and a touchdown in the end of the game. Like that is just unbelievable how awful the Dolphins' offense was this game.
Yeah, the Dolphins. I was saying this before the season. I think the Dolphins could be pretty bad this year, but like, and you never want to overreact too much to week one, but this team might be like really, really bad. And
Yeah.
Tua was, we kind of know Tua is a pretty limited quarterback,
Hmm.
and they have a really bad O line, which
Yeah.
was kind of the reason the Dolphins were so horrible when they first got Tua,
Hmm.
is because there's no one for him to really throw the ball to, and there was no protection. Now he's like got a couple weapons, but he doesn't really have the time to get them the ball. Their defense is horrible.
So
Um,
bad.
as as far as the Colts go, uh, I said this during our prediction episode that the Colts are just like one of those teams that voodoos their way to going 500 every year. Um, it probably will happen again. I'm telling. They did it with Gardner Minshew. They could do it with Daniel Jones.
Man, dude, if Daniel Jones is playing like this, dude, they might win 15 games. He
Yeah, he
looked
played really
he
well.
he looked like perfect this game. I mean, 22 for 29, 272 and a passing touchdown, and then two more on the ground. He
Yeah,
he was doing everything you could possibly want, and none of the stuff he ever did with us. Like he was in the pocket making consistent throws. Like he was not putting the ball into real danger like at any real point in the game. And then he was finding holes in the offensive line to like escape through and get to the end zone. His two rushing touchdowns were really solid runs. I mean, he just played a overall like really solid game.
and I was saying this to some of my roommates while the game was going on. We've seen this over the last couple of years. Sometimes just a change of scenery can be what a quarterback needs to be like a solid player. Like Geno
Mm-hmm.
Smith, we saw it when he got a chance to start first with Seattle. This guy goes from someone who's throwing 20 picks in a season to he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league. And when I say that, I mean like top 12, top 10. But like,
Yeah, yeah,
um, then we see it happen with Sam Darnold last year, which, Darnold has his limitations, but he played really well last season. He had like 35 touchdown passes with the Vikings when he had a chance to play in a good situation after years of being a backup and a bust. So I was kind of saying, like, what if this is just like the Daniel Jones type situation here, where obviously, again, another week one overreaction, but it could just be a change of scenery that leads to him playing like solid football this year. Maybe we see a career year from him, something like that. And the Colts could be a competitive team because they got pretty solid players on both sides of the ball. So
yeah. I mean, I don't disagree about like what you said. Like this could be his new team, like new Daniel Jones kind of thing. But the one different thing with like when Baker does it and Gino and whoever
Baker
else
too,
you want
yeah.
to name is they all go to a new team with a different OC or a different coach, like some offensive guru type of guy, Kevin O'Connell or a David Canales or Liam Cohen. Like he's going to Shane Steichen, who has been trash for like 4 years now. So I expected it to be like we're gonna bet on Daniel Jones to carry us. He's gonna suck, and then we're all losing our jobs. Um, I mean, I get like not to overreact to week one too much, but like if he plays like this more, like Steichen's going to save his job. And I can't believe
Yep.
that he actually maybe made the right decision in benching AR because I was so against that. Like I thought that was, and I still kind of feel like it was a crazy decision. I know it's only week one. Like if Daniel Jones plays like this for like a week or two more, then I'll be like, okay, he clearly was correct.
Yeah.
But I still think it was pretty crazy. Um, like I've seen Daniel Jones have really good week one, so I'm not really reading into it too much. But it's just like that was still a strange decision to me. But I don't really have anything else to say.
Mm-hmm.
Tyreek Hill hasn't had a 30-yard reception in over a year now. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not on the team by the end of the season. I don't even know
It's
what
over.
I don't know what they're getting for him in a trade. Like I don't know who's trading for him.
Fifth
Um,
round pick.
like yeah, I mean like if you're like the Cardinals or something, I would probably consider it. But maybe like the
Seahawks.
yeah, Seahawks, Niners. I mean, Cup looked trash. Um, yeah, I don't really have anything else to say from this game besides like Jones just looked really solid.
Yeah.
Um, all right, we can move on then to. All right, this will just load. To the last or to the next game. Raiders Patriots. We should probably start moving through these a little bit faster here. 20-13 Raiders won. Gino looked really solid in this game.
Yep.
He had 360 yards, a touchdown and a pick. Genti was surprisingly not efficient at all, 19 for 38. I mean, he had a couple of really solid runs. His touchdown was pretty solid. Like he like broke a tackle kind of and like forced his way through a whole crowd. So, but he didn't really have like the efficiency you were kind of looking for. Bowers was 5 for 103. There was like everybody was freaking out in the first half about how he was getting fewer snaps than Michael Mayer, but it was just because Bowers wasn't out there on like any blocking plays, and he actually was running like fewer routes at times than Mayer too, but obviously he like way out played him like stats wise. Um, Jacob Myers had a big game. Dante Thornton looked kind of cool, like his first game. Wasn't really a ton else to talk about for the Raiders. On the Patriots side, Drake May was a little bit disappointing to me, especially like playing such a bad offense or such a bad defense in the Raiders. I was expecting him to start off the season really well. I had high hopes for him going into this year. I thought this was kind of a layup of a matchup for him to like really start out the season on a hot note. And like 30 for 46, 287 isn't bad. A touchdown and a pick. Like he just didn't really wow me at all, and he didn't really like he wasn't leading full scoring drives. I know his running back room was awful in this game, so it didn't give him any real help. But like, I mean, Kayshon Boutte being your leading receiver, Stephon Diggs gave him also nothing to work with either. Like Diggs looked just awful. Um, I kind of recapped a lot there. Do you have anything add on?
Yeah, I didn't really watch, or actually, no, this game I actually did watch most of this game because I was sitting next to one of my roommates is also a Raiders fan. So those were the two games I was kind of watching the most were the Falcons and Raiders games. I miss Gino. He's a great quarterback. I've been saying it for 3 years now. I really love him. He's one of my favorite players in the league. I thought he played great today. He's got that. He's got the bonehead gene. He threw a pass into like triple coverage
Yeah.
that was almost caught, but got intercepted. But outside of that, I thought he played great. I'm hoping Bowers. I don't know what Bowers' injury was, but I saw he was questionable at the end of the game.
I totally got hurt. It was like a knee injury, but I think he came back. So
Okay,
I don't know if
yeah.
he
So
got.
he's
Yeah, I don't know if he got hurt again, if that's what you're referring to. But I know he got hurt during the game, and like I think he came back during it.
yeah. As yeah for the Raiders, I thought Gino looked good. I think they're just going to be like a 9-win team this season, and they kind of just looked like that this week. As far as the Patriots, though, man, the receivers are horrible.
Yeah.
Like Diggs wasn't in for a lot of the snaps this game. I don't know why that was. When he was in, you couldn't tell he was in because he wasn't getting the ball.
Honestly, maybe he
So
was there a lot and you didn't even notice.
yeah, and Hunter Henry played a good game as far as I remember. But yeah, Drake
Yeah.
May, yeah, the Patriots are just like all their drives are just kind of globbing together into
Mm-hmm.
one giant boring mess in
Yeah,
my head. So
I agree.
I'm hoping Travion Henderson gets more snaps though, because I thought he looked pretty good when he was in the game. I think he's
Mm-hmm.
going to be a really good player.
Yeah, I'm really high on Henderson. I think that he's going to be a huge pass catching guy for them, especially like Drake May. But this kind of a poor offensive line and rather poor receivers, if he's not getting anything open, like these drop off passes are going to be consistently open with Henderson. We saw that when he was at Ohio State, like all the time. He was such a lethal weapon out the backfield, and even like lining up as a receiver too. So I think that they like if they could find like trickier, cooler ways to use him, that would be cool. Um, what you said about Diggs, I completely agree with. And I don't know, Patriots might be kind of bad this year, which is a little bit surprising to me. I thought they were going to be pretty solid. Like if this is how bad the receiver room is, I mean, you can't win games with like bad receivers unless your quarterback is like otherworldly good. And I think Drake May could play really solid, but like I don't know if he's going to be like a top 5 guy, at least not this year.
Not
And
with these guys.
yeah, like, and if he can't be like, honestly, like you have to be like a Mahomes or Allen level guy to be like with really bad receivers. Um,
Yeah.
and like if this group is going to be this bad, like yeah, he's not that level. What you said about Hunter Henry though, I hyped him up a lot for fantasy wise. I mean, I took his season over of receptions. They had a good connection him and May at the end of last year. May was targeting him a ton, and he was getting a lot of catches. So I figured that was going to be a thing again. And I mean, through week one, it has been. We'll see if that continues to be the case, especially because they don't have many other weapons there. Moving on, uh, Cardinals Saints. Another game we can talk through pretty quick. The one thing I say off the rip is the Kyler pass to Marvin Harrison, the 45-yarder up the sideline,
Yeah.
was one of the craziest passes I've seen in a long time. Like that was cinema. That was cinema. He that was a absolute like football sized bucket he placed it in, and
Mhm.
I mean that hyped me up so much for this duo. I think Marv's gonna have a great season, and especially with like not other like this receiving core was 5 receptions for Marv, 6 for Trey McBride, and then 4 for James Conner, who had 4 for 5 yards. Everybody else had 1 reception. So it's really like Marv, Trey McBride, and Connor, and then it's just nobody else. So that's why I suggested like a Tyreek Hill trade or something. But Marvin Harrison might like have to have a ridiculous season if they want to have a floatable offense this year.
Yeah. I was surprised how close this game was.
I was too, yeah.
Uh, Kyler always feels like he kind of plays better at the start of the season, so I'm hoping we can kind of get a full season out of him this year, where he's consistent throughout. Because even though he's on one of my division rivals, I really like watching him play.
Hmm. It's kind of like Russell
Um,
Wilson core.
yeah, a little bit. Um, I'm hoping Trey Benson gets a bigger role. We saw him get a couple carries. He played pretty well in that game, so
Yeah,
I think he'll definitely start to get more work,
mhm.
more of
that
a split
one
backfield with Connor.
that one long
What's
carry
up?
he had the 50 yarder rush he had was really good. Like that was he just broke that one off, and he's fast. Like I mean Connor was hyping him up himself this offseason, saying like he thinks he's gonna have a bigger role. So that excited me a lot because I bought a lot of shares in Benson this year.
Yeah. But that's all I really have to say about that game is, yeah,
Yeah,
Benson, and I'm excited to watch Kyler.
yeah, and Juwan Johnson is PPR tight end #1 right now. Uh, yeah, I mean,
Oregon
oh, and
legend.
then Chris Olave got hurt again because just crazy. Like they just set him up.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, he got
They
rocked.
threw like a bubble screen to him. He got popped.
Well,
Oh, by the
shockingly,
way,
yeah.
Will Johnson,
Thank you. That's what I was about to
like,
say.
so obviously the steal of the draft. Like,
Yes,
even from the moment he got picked, it was obvious, but I can't believe he fell that far.
dude. Like I was thinking, like when the people are like, "Oh, he might fall a little bit," like all the mocks I did was like, "All right, so he falls to like 20." Like this guy is so like even with Travis Hunter in the draft, he was arguably or right, yeah, like he was arguably still like corner one, if not corner one, then
Yeah.
corner two. So
Hmm.
like for him to fall that far, I mean, you would have had to think that he genuinely was never going to play football again because like he is such an unbelievable talent. I think he's going to be so good, and especially for a defense that I feel like they shored up their D line really solidly this offseason, getting like Campbell and Dalvin Tomlinson and like
Sweat.
yeah, Josh Sweat. But for them,
Drafted Birch,
yeah,
too.
for them to get a like a potential CB1, it could absolutely change their outlook on the season, no doubt about it. Like they actually
Mhm.
could seriously win some games if he is good enough. Saints had 5 sacks this game. That's kind of crazy. Um, all right, that's really all I have to say about this game, though. All right, moving on to Steelers Jets. This was a barn burner. This was shocking. Um, I had Jets defense in a lot of leagues because I thought this was going to be like 10-5, and somehow it was 34-32. Steelers come out on top. I did take the Steelers, I think, to win this one. Um, Rodgers looked just phenomenal. 22 for 30, 244, and 4 touchdowns. The passing touchdown to Calvin Austin was really, really good. Um, the Ben Skowronek touchdown was pretty solid. Like he was just diming all over the place. He was spreading out the ball to just every single pass catcher possible. Um, Arthur Smith is super strange for giving Kenneth Gainwell 7 carries and Caleb Johnson 1. Like that made
Jonnu Smith,
yeah
direct snap.
yeah. I mean just some of these things that Arthur Smith does will just never make sense to me, and I guess that's okay. Um, and then you have Fields who looked not too bad honestly. Like he had a
He
pretty
played
decent
really
game.
well.
Yeah, like 16 for 22, 218 and a touchdown. The touchdown to Garrett Wilson was a great pass. That was just like I mean it almost like the flashback to Ohio State just I feel like came into everybody's mind. Um,
Hmm.
and then he had 2 more rushing touchdowns as well. That's always going to be Fields. He's always going to have that that dual threat ability. And Brees Hall looked pretty good too. What was your takeaways from this game?
I think the Jets could be good this year, and it's because they've invested a lot in their O line, and they don't even have Tucker right now. I think when they get Tucker back,
Mm-hmm.
they have two. I think they have two franchise tackles, and then like once you have that
Dude,
down,
Armand
they've got some
Membu
solid guys in the
looked
interior.
amazing. TJ Watt
Mm-hmm.
had 0 pressures while going up against Membu this game. Like,
$41 million man.
yeah, and he finished with 0 sacks.
Yeah.
I mean, not only is TJ Watt kind of a bum, but the Jets, like you said, like putting so much into their O line the last few years, you could kind of tell that in the next like 2 years from now, 3 years from now, like a year ago from like today, that you could tell it was going to be really good. And I feel like it's ahead of schedule for Membu to do that
Mm-hmm.
to one of the most premier edge rushers in the league. Like regardless of like people's opinion on him, like he's a depoy. He's one of the best edge rushers in the league. Like for him to just shut him down, stonewall him, I mean that kind of tells you everything you need to know. Like I don't know who else he needs to go up against for you to like build even more confidence. But like I mean that was ridiculously impressive. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Anything else that I mean this was a high scoring game, so I'm sure you might have more to say.
Yeah. Brees Hall. It's good to see him play well. I hope he can stay healthy this year.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like pretty excited to watch the Jets, which sounds insane, and I don't think I've ever said that before in my life. But
Yeah. No.
if Justin Fields can play like he did yesterday, which I think he could, like it's not like today. It's not like Sunday was that unsustainable.
Mm-hmm.
With the protection that he had. So I think the Jets could be pretty solid this season.
Yeah.
As far as the Steelers go, I think Aaron Rodgers' performance is getting a little gassed more than it should be.
Okay.
I thought he made like pretty routine throws.
Yeah. His A dot was I think like the lowest or like one of the lowest in the league this year. He also had like the lowest time to pass in the entire league. It was like a second and a half. Like that, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, I thought a lot of what he was doing was just going through the motions,
Mm-hmm.
sort of, as far as that goes. But you know, that's kind of how the Steelers quarterbacks have been. He's definitely like one of the better Steelers quarterbacks they've had since Big Ben was in his prime because they've been going through a lot of garbage at that position. But they've kind of just always been stick to the system and just make the easy throws. And I thought that's what he was doing today or on Sunday. And then Chris Boswell, like, is an absolutely ridiculous player
Yeah.
at the kicker position.
He's
I
kicker
think he
one, man.
deserves like I think he deserves serious consideration as like one of the three best kickers that's ever played. Um, he's
Yeah. He's up
it
there.
feels like he's just an automatic player from 50 plus,
Hmm.
and he was that again on Sunday.
Yeah. I
So,
mean, 2 for 2 field goal, 4 for 4 extra point. He kicked a 60 yarder like with ease, really.
and
Um,
the other one was like high 50s, I
yeah,
think. So,
he's always been really consistent, and he's pretty old at this point too. Like he's not like he's been in the game for a long time, and he's always been really good. He's 34, so he's actually not even that old for a kicker. Um, but he's
yeah,
been this
and
good
he's
for
been
so long. Like
yeah,
he's so consistent, and that's especially for a team like the Steelers who win these close scoring, low scoring games. Like when you have a really good kicker like that, they can win these. They can kick a game winners to make it 17-14 or whatever, or 13-10. Like that is so important. Um, Jets had 4 sacks. Will McDonald had 2. I did see some of the highlights of their D line. They did look pretty solid. So that does help the case, like you said about them potentially being a good team this year. I buy more into the Jets than I do the Steelers. The
I do,
Steelers,
yeah.
yeah, the Steelers defense did look okay at times. Like there was, like Jalen Ramsey looked pretty solid. He was kind of all over the
Mhm.
field, making a lot of hard hits and stuff. But they just have a lot of like names that I don't really believe in too much.
They have a very old defense.
Yeah, and I think like when they go up against a team like the Bengals, they'll probably get really torched twice. Like I don't
Yeah.
trust Darius
Although
Slay and Ramsey to really like cover them too well.
I think the Steelers do match up with the Bengals somewhat well because their strength in their defense is definitely their D line, and I think the Bengals O line's biggest is definitely their biggest weakness.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how their season progresses because they have a lot of old players, but like it's not like they're washed players. Like Darius Slay is definitely not as good as he used to be, but I
Hmm.
wouldn't really consider him like trash, or
Yeah.
I wouldn't really consider Ramsey like trash.
Hmm.
So I think they'll be a solid unit this year.
All right, we are like halfway through the games and almost an hour in. So let's actually quick
This is
fire
what we
now.
do.
Yeah, it is what we do. I mean, I'm fine, but we do have to. We can go faster on week 2 preview if anything. Um,
Okay.
all right, so Giants Commanders is the next game. This is a game we could go over quick because I have no words. Like this is a most of the people on the Aboriginal Sports Network are Giants fans. Like this is like their a lot of their content on here. But I mean, I
Hmm.
have nothing. I mean, I have a lot to say, but I also have nothing to say. This is to be expected from the Giants. They're just a horribly ran team, top to bottom. Um, I don't even know where to start. So first off, running back wise, they were awful. They could not run the ball for a second. Every single second down. So first and 10, they throw an incomplete pass. Russ overthrows somebody by 10 yards, and then second and 10, inside delayed handoff. Every single time, like no joke, that was at least 6 second and longs that they ran a delayed inside handoff that got blown up behind the line of scrimmage because that play has never worked in the history of ever, unless you have like Barry Sanders or something on your team. So we have Devin Singletary who's getting multiple carries on second and long. So like, of course it didn't work. Malik Neighbors looked like he was ready to punch Brian Dable in the face after like the first drive of the game of the season because of how awful Russ is. Like, oh, Malik Neighbors wide open down the field. I'm gonna chuck it 6 yards out of bounds. It's actually insane how trash Russell Wilson is. And I see all these Giants fans saying like, oh, we shouldn't even put Dart in. The offensive line is so bad, blah, blah, blah. I don't even care. Put Dart in at this point. Because, like, that's coming from me who hated Dart, and I still don't even like him that much. Get Russell Wilson off of my team. This guy sucks. Oh, my God.
Yeah. You know, it was really funny. Fox was running like a Russell Wilson promo before the game started. They were like doing an interview with him, like, what's it like, coming all the way here? You won a Super Bowl here when you were
Mm-hmm.
in Seattle, and now you're here playing for the Giants. And he's talking about like, yeah, we're going to be a really competitive team this year. And then they come out and they just look like the most obvious 2-15 team ever. So I think, yeah, I agree. Just put Dart in. That would be my takeaway from this game. But
Yeah, I mean,
that
so
that was ugly.
I, take a guess. How many points have the Giants scored in week 1 in the last 3 years combined? I'm hoping you didn't see the stat.
10, 12.
Yes,
I haven't seen this. Is it 12?
it's
That's
12.
bad.
They scored 6, 0, and 6. It's so they haven't scored a touchdown in 3 since 2022. Week 1 is the last week 1 they scored one. How is that even possible? It makes no sense at all. It's actually so infuriating. Um, all right, like so
Debo. Debo
yeah,
played really well.
Debo
I
looked
want to say
really
that as
solid
well.
in this game. He had a couple really solid catches. The end around touchdown he had was like really good. I mean, he outran everybody and broke a few tackles and dove for the end zone. I mean, the Commanders looked really solid. Jaden Daniels had a couple like he had a few shaky passes, but he was like just taking the easy stuff and like he had good time in the pocket and he had really really good pocket presence where he was able to move around the pocket like because our D line was getting to him pretty decently, but and like getting pressures even if they weren't getting sacks. But he was escaping pressures really well, taking off in the run. I mean, he had 11 rushes. Like he was taking off a lot, and at some point they just started running quarterback power a lot because of how like awful the Giants' run defense is. They could not stop him for a second. Dexter Lawrence only played like 70% of the snaps, if that, this game. I heard that he was like going through an injury or something, so he didn't play that much. But he was a time where he missed like a whole drive in the second quarter almost. Um, Defensively, the Giants. I mean, Brian Burns had 2 sacks. He had a pretty solid game. Abdul Carter and Kayvon both shared half a sack. They like Abdul looked pretty solid this game. I mean, they also weren't playing him that much. He had a blocked punt at one point. Um, but yeah, he only played like half the game, which was really strange. Um, you saw who was it? Michael McFadden get hurt early on. They're saying he's going to be out for a long time. Um, like Javon Holland was kind of getting hunted. Debo was getting hunted a bit too, which is unfortunate. Cordell Flott was just like, I mean, you just throw right at his face. It was going to be a catch no matter what. Um, I don't know. I mean, Wandale, 6 for 55. Like he's right back at where he was last season, where they just throw it to him behind the line of scrimmage and he gets 3 yards. It's going to be an awful season for the Giants. It's going to be so bad. I mean, they have the hardest schedule in the league, and every
Yeah, their
aspect of the
guys' schedule
team,
is hard as hell.
every aspect of the team is putrid. I wanted Dable and Shane to be fired before the season, and I'm praying for it to happen by midseason because why as both Shane and Dable are guilty here. You draft Darius Alexander, a 25-year-old D tackle, to be your DT2, like starter day one type guy, and then you healthy scratch him in week one. What, like, how does that make it? You start like who was it? Roy Robertson Harris and Raheem Nunez Roches, who are the two worst D linemen I've seen in my entire life. Like, I'd rather sign.
Harris was on the Seahawks last year. He was horrible.
Like, I'd rather sign like Snacks Harrison, like a 45-year-old Snacks Harrison, and bring him back because this is ridiculous. Oh my God! Sign Justin Tuck again. Like, oh my God, this was awful.
Justin Tuck.
Yeah, like, I mean, if Dexter Lawrence is not healthy enough to play a whole game, and also they're saying Andrew Thomas is not going to be healthy enough to play next week, just cancel the season until Andrew Thomas is back out there because this O line sucks. Also, start Evan Neal because at least we can run the ball when he's out there. The run line was terrible. The defensive line, I mean, the rush. My God, what am I even saying? The run blocking and the pass blocking both putrid this game. And then Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt looked pretty solid this game. That's the other thing I'll say. Anything else from this one? You no? Okay.
No, that's all. That's all you.
Move right along. Fuck the Giants. Oh my God, I hate this team. Good thing I'm a Ravens fan. My God, except they lost too.
No, I don't know if that's a good thing.
I mean, at least they have fun games, right? They get to score more than six. They get to score a touchdown at least, right? That's cool. My God, man. All right, Panthers Jaguars. I didn't really catch any of this game.
Boring game.
Yeah, I mean, 26-10. There wasn't much to talk about. Bryce Young did not look very good at all, which is so disappointing. I hyped him up so much, and for him to be this bad, like 18 for 35, 154, a touchdown and 2 picks. It's really disheartening. Like the one bright side here is Ted McMillan looked awesome. He had like the diving one-handed catch, which was like just such blatant DPI. Like the guy was hugging him, and he had to like push him off and then dive forward and catch it with one hand. He had a few crazy catches like that. But yeah, this is just not a good team at all.
Yeah, I won't have much to say about this game. Bryce Young, like you said, I was pretty disappointed. It wasn't quite like a full return to what we saw at the start of last year, where it was just like horrible mechanics, everything's inaccurate.
Yeah, like he's not getting benched for Dalton, but like they're not winning games if he plays like this again.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be the starter all year, but I think it's like with how well he started to play at the end of last season, it's kind of frustrating to see him take a step back, it feels like, at the start of this year. But hopefully he'll be fine. As far as the Jaguars go, Travis Hunter, we didn't really get to see too much of him. We were like this close to seeing him break off an 84-yard touchdown, but J.C. Horn made a ridiculous one-handed interception. Trevor Lawrence, man, this is like what, year 5 or 6 of the okay, this is the year for Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, he's
and his
dark horse
MVP, still look terrible.
Like whatever. Like yeah, I mean, this is like I saw a lot of people say this is the dark horse MVP. He's got BTJ and he's got like Hunter and whatever. Like you said, his mechanics did not look good. He's playing a cupcake opponent, a bad defense, and he did not he did not look good at all. He didn't even have 10 yards per pass, or 10 yards per completion. He did not look that good at all. I don't know. I mean, even his pocket presence at points was like really questionable. Like I felt like he was not moving around that well. He was not escaping. I mean, the Panthers had no sacks because they have just an abysmal D line, but like he did not look that good or confident really to me at all from the limited amount that I saw in this game.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna hop off the Trevor Lawrence train. I think I'm officially coming to the final stop. I'm grabbing my bags, I'm going home. I'm done with him. He missed Brian Thomas like 4 or 5 times this game.
Yes.
Travis Etienne though.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
That would be nice.
That would that's surprising.
It'd be nice to see him.
Because he was dude. So talking about him, I was expecting Tank Bigsby to win the job at some point this season. Obviously now he's
Eagle.
not even on the team, which is just like shocking to me. He was so many people's like, oh, if you're going zero RB, Tanks Bigsby late in the fantasy draft kind of guy. I mean, 5 rushes for 12 yards, like did nothing receiving wise, like to be expected. ETN 16 for 143, like was just dominant in the run game. 71-yard rush at one point. That was really cool. Uh,
Mhm.
I expect Bashal Tutin to really take over the RB2 and maybe have a big like a decent sized role moving forward. But yeah, ETN looked great. BTJ had a cool rushing touchdown, but I mean I don't know. I don't really have much else to say about this game.
Yeah,
Shout out Brenton Strange.
that's all I got.
I was high on him going into the year.
Yep.
All right, Titans Broncos. This is another game I have nothing to say besides Cam Ward looked pretty solid. Like stats wise, wouldn't see it at all, but he had a lot of good throws. Um,
Dude, the Titans receivers are horrible.
yeah, this is the
Horrible.
Titans are going to be one of the worst teams in the league, and Brian Callahan will be fired by the latest the end of the season. I kind of expect it to be even sooner than that. Um, but yeah, I mean the receiver core is just abysmal. Alik Ayamanor is just terrible. I mean not terrible. Sorry, he played all right, but Ridley did not look that good. Tyler Lockett is terrible. He is like
So
truly.
rough.
He's so the fact that he didn't retire. Like I mean, we talked about it on the last podcast. That was surprising to me. That, like he had the
Mhm.
whole like shoe thing, and I know you said that was like a just like a goodbye to Seattle, but like it should have been a goodbye to the career because he wasn't even good
Yeah.
last year. He wasn't even playing that much last year. Like he lost his role on Seattle a decent bit last year, and I
Mhm.
mean, yeah, they just there's nothing even to comment. I mean, their leading receiver had 29 yards, and it was Tony Pollard. Like, it's I don't have any I don't have anything to say.
Yeah. Cam Ward, I thought throwing the ball definitely there was some highlights there. He takes some really bad sacks,
Yeah.
which we kind of saw him do at Miami, and that's
Mm-hmm.
something he'll have to work on. But it's going to be like hard to watch the Titans this year with if the receivers are going to be this bad all season
Yeah.
because like it felt like every good pass he threw was right in people's hands and they were just not able to bring it in.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as the Titans go, I don't think I'll be tuning into many of their games this year.
Not at all.
For the Broncos, Bo Nix, I mean, just reincarnation of Mac Jones. Welcome back. This guy is completely terrible, which sucks to see, but I kind of expected this. The Broncos defensively are going to be insane this year. I think we all knew that, but I really think Bo Nix is just like a bad football player, and
Yeah.
I think
I
it's going to be a
I'm
season for
annoyed
him.
at myself because I hated Bo Nix pre-draft, and for him to sort of convince me that he could be good after last season, I sort of bought into him a little bit this year. Like I took him in a dynasty draft. Like like I don't know. I just thought that he wasn't going to be. I didn't think he was going to be as good as he was last year. Like at least like consistently. Maybe he reaches that height again, but I didn't think he was going to be like bad. I mean, he looked bad, and it's the Titans. Like you, this is one of the worst defenses, if not the worst defense in the league. You should have a great game against them, no matter what quarterback you are. It could be Joe Flacco, and he should have the best game of his season against the Titans. Um, yeah, Bo Nix just did not look good at all. He was missing throws. I mean, 2 interceptions against a defense that like doesn't even really get turnovers like that. Um, yeah, it just did not look good. RJ Harvey looked pretty solid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he had a nice run at the end of the game.
Dobbins had a nice touchdown. I don't know. I don't really have much to say about
Yeah,
this one.
you can move on from this game.
I was surprised at how little. Shoot, what is his name? The really tall, like third round receiver that they took. Um, this rookie is a rookie. Um, whatever. I can't remember. Doesn't matter. We'll move on.
I don't know.
I'll remember it in the next segment. All right, moving on to the next matchup. We had 49ers Seahawks 17-13. 49ers win. Um, this is your turn to go on a rant, so the floor is yours.
Yeah, I think our defense looked pretty good for most of the game. Tariq Woolen is like a taller version of Trey Flowers. He's like despicably horrible at tracking the ball in the air. I mean, Brock Purdy threw the ball to him twice on the last drive of the game, and I have to see my feed filled with Brock Purdy is one of the clutchest QBs alive because Tariq Woolen is incapable of reading a football in the air. So I hope that a corner who doesn't know how to cover and doesn't know how to tackle and spends his entire contract on OnlyFans subscriptions gets benched immediately. I need this gooner off of my team immediately. So I thought outside of him though, the defensive line looked really good. Byron Murphy's out of position at nose tackle. I think he's like could be a really good rushing defensive tackle.
I really like
Jerron
Byron Murphy.
Rouge, he's going to be really good. I think he'll be the replacement for Leonard Williams whenever he decides to move on. But Leonard Williams is still like in his prime right now, so we don't have to worry about that for a couple more years.
Giants
Ernest Jones is one of the best linebackers in the league. He's just an elite run defender. Like he's up there with the best run defenders in the league at that position. I'd honestly like if I'm ranking all the Mike linebackers in the league, I'd probably put him in like the top 5. And then Witherspoon, always brings the energy. I don't know what he does in the locker room before the game, but he just like is a heat-seeking missile out there. So he was fun to watch. But defensively, yeah, I'm really excited to watch the Seahawks defense this year. Offensively, oh my God, it's going to be a struggle to watch this team. I actually didn't think Sam Darnold played like that horrible after rewatching the game. Like it's just he limits your offense to such an extent when you don't have playmakers. And we have like Cooper Kupp lining up at the X, Jake Bobo lining up at the Y. JSN go
you gotta say
2 people and
JSN looked great. I mean, like
JSN's amazing.
He's like a true. I mean, he's gonna enter if he's not already. He's gonna enter the top 10 receiver conversation this season, like with ease. And I wouldn't be surprised if he even pushes higher than that, like top 7 area, because like I saw the route breakdown he had, and like the routes he's running are really good. Like they're actually allowing him to like run all over the field, and he's getting open, and he's like, I mean, he's the only playmaker on offense, like pass catching wise. It's brutal. Cooper Kupp was washed last season. I mean, he was healthy last year for the most part, and like we saw how not good he was. And for you guys to willingly go into the season with him as your receiver too, this is like Tyler Lockett like 2 years ago, or like maybe maybe even like last year. Like this, it could be that bad this season.
We don't have any playmakers on the outside. Anthony Bradford, and I don't even remember our center's name. We switched between 2 guys. Like Olu Otawatatani or whatever his last name is horrible. I don't even think he's the guy who played yesterday. But Kenneth Walker just loves to run directly into whatever lineman is blocking in front of him.
Jalen Sundell is the other guy.
Jalen Sundell, yeah, he's okay. So that's one of the worst centers in the league. Then.
Another guy on the hit list.
Zach Charbonnet, I think, is going to get more and more of the share of rushing opportunities this year. I just think he reads blocks a lot better than Kenneth Walker does. And it's not even like we don't block well for Kenneth Walker anyway. So even if Kenneth Walker could read blocks really well, it's not like it would matter.
Sky Moore is
because there's no openings.
I didn't see a lot of this game. Sky Moore is the returning for the Niners, and he fumbled. That's nice.
He did?
Yeah, apparently. I mean, it was recovered, but yeah.
I must have missed that part of the game.
I like Elijah Arroyo.
Yeah.
I mean, I was kind of surprised that AJ Barner was playing so much more than him. I know Barner's a better blocker, but I liked Arroyo going into the draft, and I felt like he landed in a really good spot, especially once Fant got cut. So I'm kind of hopeful for his outlook on the season, especially because like it's JSN or nobody. So if he can even be like mediocre, then it's probably your receiver too.
I hated how little our tight ends got used that game, and I think Barner will get used more this season because Kubiak is such a run-heavy coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
But he also didn't use any play action this game. We ran play action twice the whole game, so I'm hoping that we run a little more play action as the season goes on, and I think we will because Kubiak was pretty solid OC for the Saints last year.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, and I think
I
like
think it'll get better as the year
when you
goes on.
have accident-prone, borderline just not good quarterbacks like Darnold, you need to run play action. You saw it with the Colts. Daniel Jones ran the most play action in the league this season or this week, and he had such a safe and productive week because like play action just gets you an extra blocker and it gets you like deeper down the field, and by the time you turn around, you have guys actually developing in their routes. You don't have to like
Yeah.
instantly snap it and start reading the field because that's not what these guys are good at. Um, you guys totally should be running more play action because the Vikings did it a ton last year, and that's how Darnold was so productive. That's how you get
Yeah.
Justin
Well,
Jefferson streaking down the field and stuff like that.
and that is the one difference between us and the
Yeah.
Vikings is where they had Justin Jefferson, we have Cooper Kupp and Jake
Yes.
Bobo. So
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
I'm hoping Torrey Horton can be decent for us by the end of the
Yeah.
year, but he really couldn't create separation this game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's all I really have to say about that game. Nick Bosa is a freak. Fred Warner's a freak. The Niners are screwed by injuries, by the way. Like
Yeah, like
Kittle's
already,
already on
it's
IR.
always that way, and
Purdy got hurt.
yeah, Purdy had a toe and like some other shoulder injury or something.
Yeah, it's going to be a long season for them if this is how it's going in week one.
Yeah, and then so let's see what else. I mean, yeah, Kittle goes on IR. That really sucks. Pearsall had a solid game. Um, and CMC didn't look too bad. Running wise, he wasn't great, but he was good pass catching wise. I think that's kind of potentially what the outlook on like the rest of his career. I feel it's kind of what I felt going into the season. Like I felt like he was not going to be that super productive runner anymore, but he's going to like be a dominant pass catching receiver or running back. Um, and I wouldn't be surprised if that is the case moving forward. Um, all right. Anything else to mention from that game? Oh, I did see something while you were talking about Tariq Woolen. So he had, where was it? A perfect passer rating allowed, 158.3. He allowed 80 yards and a touchdown. Um, and people are making jokes about like the game winner to Jake Tonges or Tongs or whatever, saying like Purdy knew the safest spot to put it, and it was right in the hands of Tariq Woolen. Um, yeah, these clips. I mean, I saw a lot of them, but the clips I'm looking at now are just. It's like actually incredible. They're throwing like genuinely at him, and it doesn't even matter. Um, yeah, whatever.
Like you would think Tariq Woolen is one of Purdy's receivers based
mm-hmm.
on the throws he made at the end of the game.
Yeah, and he had a good rookie season. Like I felt like he had like high hopes. He's such a like crazy. The build is so perfect for a corner. You would think like he would be so dominant, and I mean he's not even going to be playing
Yeah.
by the end of the season, hopefully.
Yeah, the issue with him is it's always kind of been just like effort, and that's why he's always been a poor tackler. And like a 6'4" corner should be a good tackler.
Mm-hmm.
Like you should. There's no reason why you should be 6'4" and you can't tackle anybody in the open field. So yeah, Tariq Woolen is horrible, and I want him off my team.
Probably will be soon. The Broncos receiver I was talking about was Pat Bryant. All right, it is hour 16. We're probably going 3 hours on this. Whatever. All right. Lions.
What it is.
Lions Packers is the next game. This was a surprising game. I mean, to a degree, I had the Packers winning this one. Didn't really see the Lions having this bad of an offense though. Um, I was saying during the offseason, my predictions were Lions potentially don't even make the playoffs. Like their offense is going to take a step back. I think their whole team was going to, but this was pretty jarring. Jared Goff looked awful. Like he was consistent. Like he wasn't really throwing many incompletions or whatever, but he just like wasn't like moving at all. He wasn't moving me at all. The running room, Monty and Gibbs both like neither did a single anything at all. And Gibbs usually has bad games against the Packers. I mean, the Packers have such a crazy good rush defense, and their whole defense in general is really solid. Like they're really good at like not allowing like really keeping a cap on the defense. They don't or a cap on the offense. Like they don't let you get explosive plays. I think they're like the best or one of the best in the league at that. And then their rush defense is really good. And adding Micah Parsons only helps that.
Pretty good player, yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's crazy how much that helps you. Did you see what Dan Campbell said before the game about that trade?
No, I didn't. What did he say?
They asked him like, "Oh, how do you feel like Kenny Clark, Micah Parsons trade?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm just happy Kenny Clark's out of the division." All right. Sure, bud. Sure. Yeah,
Sure,
yeah.
sure thing, Dan Campbell.
Yeah, like
Sure thing, bro.
thank God they have Micah Parsons now, who like oh my God, your best offensive tackle on your team, Penei Sewell, is like actual like collard greens, yams, mac and cheese to him because Micah was just tossing him like a child, play after play after play. It was ridiculous. And this is only game one for Micah back from not participating in training camp or anything at all. He is going to have such a good season. I had him winning Depoy, um, maybe because of like just I felt like he was going to come into the season with a vengeance and all that stuff. But I think that this is just such a perfect place for him to be next to like multiple other good edge rushers, a great second unit. Um, I really want to. Where was it? Edgerrin Cooper, dude. He had such a good game. He was flying all over the field this game. Him and Micah are going to be such a fun duo for the Packers to work with. For the long term future. They're both so young. Uh, I don't really know what else I could say. He kind of reminds me of Fred Warner a little bit, with just like the ability to just like sideline to sideline, like cover anything. Um, yeah, the Packers team. I think it is the best team in the NFC right now. I said it once the trade happened that I think that they were coming out of the NFC, and I had people in the online saying like I was crazy for that or whatever. The Eagles are still better. Um, they at least have a strong chance to beat the Eagles because this team will
Oh
only
yeah.
grow more confident each week. This is going to be a really really fun season for them.
I think everybody healthy, the Packers, Eagles, and then like maybe the Niners or the Rams are probably like the four teams I'm looking at.
Mm-hmm.
But the Packers just looked like a machine, especially on defense. Like it felt like every time Jared Goff dropped back, he was getting thrown in the dirt.
Yeah.
Um, Gibbs couldn't get anything going, and we've seen like Goff without McVay. There was like a stat posted all over the
Mm-hmm.
place on Twitter. Goff without McVay and Johnson is like 0-19, which I don't know how accurate that stat is, but I do know to some extent that he like does have a really bad losing record without them.
I honestly I could see
Um,
it being true.
it could be true, but he's just I don't know. Jared Goff has always just kind of been this like static pocket passer who like needs a good system, and he
Mm-hmm.
has good players around him. And I don't think the Lions system is going to be like bad this year or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're still going to have like some pieces left from what Ben Johnson was leaving there. It's just
Yeah.
not going to be quite the same. So I think they're going to be fine. I'm not going to overreact too much to this because I do think the Packers are at now with Micah going to win the division. But man, if Jordan, it really will come down to Jordan Love and their receivers. Like if Golden can be a legit one,
Mm-hmm.
and Jordan Love can not throw meatball subs in the playoffs, this team could be like a serious Super Bowl contender. So I'm
Yeah.
excited. I'm excited to watch them this season.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I mean they looked even on offense they didn't look too bad. Their receiving core worries me a little bit. I mean it's been a worry for them for a long time now, and they had hope that Golden was going to change that. I mean he didn't do anything in this game at all, and it's only his first game of his career, so it's not like it's oh my God their season's over or whatever. But Romeo Dobbs cannot be your receiver one this season, and Jaden Reed, the foot injury, I just guarantee you that at some point this season he's going to be put on IR, probably season-ending IR, because you cannot play with a broken foot for an entire season. Like that will come back to haunt you, whether it's this season or cutting multiple years off your career. One of those two things will happen because I don't think anybody has ever played with a broken foot and just like kept their like entire career length and played that season well. Like both those
No,
things,
it's just
yeah, it cannot happen. Um, yeah, this I don't know. The Lions losing Frank Ragnow like is really really showing. Their O line did not look that good. They were getting just like torched up the middle. Like you said, Goff was getting tossed on his back like every pass. And I don't feel confident in them at all. Really, I think even if they make the playoffs, they're going to get a quick exit out. I would take teams like the Bucks or like Commanders again, or the like you said, I'm hell. I would probably take the Cardinals over them. Like there's I don't feel confident in them at all. Maybe the Cardinals is a push, but like they just like I don't know. I just don't see it with them right now. And Gibbs, 10 receptions for 31 yards, I think is the lowest yards from a receiver with 10 receptions ever. I think, which is pretty crazy.
For
Um,
who was this?
for Jahmyr Gibbs, he had 10 for 31. And I'm pretty sure that was the least amount of yards for a 10 reception game in NFL history, if I do remember the stat correctly.
Oh
Um,
wow, yeah.
yeah, and then I mean, Jameson Williams, the new $100 million man, has 4 receptions for 23 yards. Good contract.
That
Good,
contract is insane.
great contract. Love it so much. Can't wait to pay Malik Neighbors $48 trillion. It's gonna be awesome. Um, can't wait for like Jalen Waddle to get a $50 million contract next. That's gonna be cool. Um, yeah, I don't really have
Shout
any.
out Isaac Tesla.
Yeah, right. That catch was awesome. That was a really crazy catch.
I think he could be a good player.
I think so too. Um, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets receiver two at some point on this team. I know they just paid JMO, but he seems like he's really talented, especially as like a contested catch guy. We saw it all throughout the preseason that he was just like a contested catch red zone monster. And even if that's just like his whole specialty, like gimmick kind of thing, I mean that's a great thing to be. Like just if you can be an 8 touchdown, 9 touchdown kind of guy in a season, like that's gonna be a world changer for this team. That like I mean they need somebody to help Jared Goff when it comes to the red zone because I don't. I mean he seems like he's just like scared. Um, that's really all I have to say about this game, though. All right, moving on. Texans Rams 14-9. There wasn't really. Oh, Stafford topped 60,000 yards in this game. In his career,
Stafford,
not in the game.
highest Pro Football Focus graded quarterback for the week. I have no clue how,
Yeah,
but
I don't know how that's even possible. I mean, he had a fine game, but like, it wasn't. That's a crazy stat. Um, I don't really have much to say about this game. I was kind of hoping Woody Marks would have played more. I guess that's my first thing I want to talk about. Nico Collins did like nothing. He just got clamped all game. Puka looked great. That's to be expected. Devontae Adams and Stafford, you could see their connection starting to form already. Like they had a couple really good plays, especially late in this game, where Adams was just like, I mean, getting open, cooking corners, and like if Stafford's healthy this season, I think him and Adams could really be a great duo down the stretch.
mhm.
Because like I mean, when he builds a rapport with his quarterback, you saw it second half of last year with Rodgers. I mean, obviously they played with each other for so long, but you do need that time to kind of rebuild that. When that second half, him and Rodgers looked great together. Although the rest
Yeah,
of the team sucks, so they weren't really winning that much. Um, like I would not be surprised at all if that's the same case with Stafford. And then I mean Puka's just going to keep doing what he does, which is just like being
yeah,
one of the best guys in the league. Um,
yeah.
Will Anderson for Depoy is a real true case you could be making because he looked awesome in this game. He is a true game wrecker. Like he is just one of he's already in the conversation of the Garrett's, Parsons, Crosby's, Watts, Bosa's. Like he's already putting his name in there, and that's really cool to see for somebody so young. I mean, I feel like most people were so high on him, like as a freshman, saying that he could have been one of the top picks in the draft already, and he obviously had to wait 2 more years. Um, he's been a god for so long now, and it's pretty cool to see him like translate that so seamlessly to the NFL. As anything else, really, I don't really have much else to say about this game though.
Um, yeah, this was just like a really ugly defensive game.
Mm-hmm.
The Texans O line might be a really big problem for them this year. I don't really know what they were thinking, trading Laramie Tunzel and then not adding anybody outside of like the kid from Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Basically just downgraded that tackle and then said, "Hey Stroud, go have fun," I guess.
Well, they got like some
So
second
they're
rounders or something, right? That's pretty cool. Do they even get a first in
yeah,
that
like
trade? Let me look it up while you're talking
I
here.
don't believe so. But yeah, like we know we've always kind of known the Texans are going to be a defensive slanted team ever since they got D'Amico as their head coach, and they have all the talent on that side. So I think that would be enough to get them kind of back to that 10-7 area this
Mm-hmm.
year. But we kind of saw this game how much their offensive talent on the offensive line is going to limit what their offense can do.
Yeah, I mean that's been the case for the last few years for them, where like having a trashy O line has been really corrupting them, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's the case for them again. Which I was really high on Stroud. I thought that he was gonna have a bounce back year, rewrite what he did last year. But I mean, if you don't have an O line, like I'll give Stroud like even if he has a bad year this year again, I really think it could be largely because of the O line. Like if you give him anything to work with, I truly think that he could turn it around. Yeah, so
Yeah,
that
oh,
trade was
100%.
Tunsil and a 2025 fourth rounder to the Commanders, and the Texans got a 2025 third, seventh, and sixth, and second, and a 2026 fourth, or 2026 second and 2026 fourth. So 2, 4, 3, 7, and they give up a 4 in Tunsil. Terrible trade. This offensive line is just trash. And Tunsil didn't. I mean, to be fair, Tunsil didn't look that good for the Commanders. Abdul Carter was doing pretty well against him, but like, regardless, still a dumb trade. Um, Whatever. Moving on from that game though, to probably should have started off with this game realistically and not gone in chronological order. That would have made more sense. Game of the week, Ravens Bills.
Game of the year.
Game of like the last like decade, man. This was just a unbelievable game. Ravens are up 40-25 with just like it's like 3 minutes remaining, and the Bills. Let me instead of going to the box score, let me go to the play by play because
I think it was like 13 minutes remaining when they were up 15.
It was let's see. Was it? No, I think there was. Let's see. So they punt here, punt here. No, yeah. So they end up scoring a touchdown with it was 3:56 remaining. Is when they scored that touchdown to make it 32-40 or 41. Oh my God! Now it's messing up. All right, let me go back to the game.
It says Henry scoring the Ravens went up 40-25 with 11:50 left, and then proceeded to have one of the nastiest chokes I've ever seen.
Yeah.
On a primetime.
That was brutal. Game. I mean, Derrick Henry, the fumbles. Ed Oliver is really who I want to start this out with. He had such a game-wrecking game on Sunday night. He was all over the place. He had 1 sack and 3 tackles for loss. He had the forced fumble, but he was like just constantly at Lamar's face, pressuring him on like every play. I don't know if that'll be just this game or what, but he was all over the place. And if that's like the way he's gonna be, I mean, this Bills old D line, which has been kind of a up and down unit for them in the last few years, could really do some like true game wrecking. He was just dominant in this one. Derrick Henry, dominant as always, 18 for 169 and 2 touchdowns. He was just torching dudes, tossing them over. Typical Derrick Henry stuff. I do feel like, weirdly enough, or especially with how good of a game he had, you could sort of see him slowing down a little bit. Like, the burst, I mean, he's still crazy fast, and maybe this is like a dumb take, but I felt like he wasn't peak Henry anymore. Which obviously, I mean, he's like 31 at this point. But I do feel like he's still really dominant. He's just not, like, I could see him being not as great next year because, I don't know. Maybe that's a dumb take.
To me, Henry looked the exact same this game. I don't know.
All right,
I thought this year he'd be. I do think like eventually, obviously, he will slow down. So maybe that's like kind of just the placebo effect of like expecting him to slow down that makes him look slower. But to me, he looked the exact same to me. I mean, he was running people over. He was breaking off long runs, and it's just like a blessing that we've been able to watch him play for the last however many years. Like he truly might be one of the 5 best running backs that's ever played. He's just an insane talent, and to see him like,
I've seen a lot of people talking about that discussion of like, where does he rank? Where's he going to retire at? Whatever. I mean, it's going to be, if it's not already top 5, he's going to be up there. He's already like top 6 or 7 in touchdowns. I didn't mean to. All right. He's already up there in touchdowns. He's up there. He's getting up there in yards. Like it's, I mean, he's gonna like be among the best in every single major rushing stat, and I mean, he has like the 2,000 yard club. Like he is everything you could possibly want. There's still like a handful of guys. It's probably unlikely. It's basically impossible that he's gonna pass like Barry Sanders.
He won't pass like
Peterson
Barry or like
Walter Payton. I think you could put in there. Maybe I mean I think Emmett's passable, but Emmett did have
100%.
Emmett did have
LT's up there. Like,
I mean Emmitt Smith did have like 8,000 yards in like 5 seasons with like 80 touchdowns, but like
he did run behind the greatest
Yeah,
offensive
like
line
I mean, he
ever.
had like 5 Hall of Famers, so like Hall of Famer tax. Um, Zay Flowers looked awesome in this game. He was consistently getting open
Yeah,
and burning guys down the field, like catch a ball and burn up the sideline, get a touchdown. Um, the D Hop catch, the touchdown he had was just ridiculous. I don't know if it was a better catch or a better pass. Like both were just unbelievable. Lamar really, I mean, I don't even know how we haven't mentioned him yet. 14 for 19, 209 and two touchdowns, and then 6 for 70 and a touchdown. 6-7 rushing. He he was awesome this game. Like, I mean, it's typical Lamar stuff. He looked like he was, set to be the MVP frontrunner, like just dominating this game. Uh, yeah, and then in comes Josh Allen to
the White Bison.
completely throw that out the window. Allen 33 for 46, 394 and two touchdowns. Uh, you could talk about the Bills while I pull up the fourth quarter stats for Josh Allen.
He had like 251 yards in the fourth. I mean, I saw someone tweet this out that Josh Allen and Lamar led offenses playing each other feels like watching football too. Um,
It's a good
and I
tweet.
agree. Like this felt like this didn't even feel like a real game. Like every single time either one of these guys touched the ball, you were expecting a touchdown drive. And like after watching a whole day where like there's only two high scoring games and there's these
Mm,
groggy, like
yep.
slow paced,
Watching the Giants. Yep.
boring football games. Yeah, the Giants, the Bengals, and the Browns, and like it's just all
Mm-hmm.
these horrible games on.
Yeah.
You have these two just supernova offenses and these supernova quarterbacks who just like neither of them, like Allen had like two throws that maybe could have got picked off that got dropped, but like
Mm-hmm.
outside of that, the two of them played like literally perfect football the entire game. Made some ridiculous throws. Lamar had some ridiculous like escapes from the pocket. Like he had a play where he ran 20 yards backwards,
Yeah.
escapes two guys trying to sack him. Daniel Falele or whatever you pronounce his name is like running aimlessly across the field, no idea where he is.
Dude, he looked like he
Lamar,
was like blind. It was so funny. He was just like just like he was like looking at the crowd like mid play while Lamar's like Madden like doing dance moves around, just like running in zigzag spirals through the backfield, like 80 yards back behind the line of scrimmage. Somehow find his way back to the line of scrimmage, like running past Falele or whatever as he's just standing there. Like he like at one point he stopped blocking and he just started standing in place, and Lamar runs
it's
past him and
so
gets a first.
that's like a thing that used to be in Madden too. Is like if you ran around for long enough on a
Yeah.
play, everyone on the field would just stop. That's
Yeah.
literally what it looked like he did. He just like stopped moving and didn't know what to do. So yeah, I thought as like Lamar being my favorite player, obviously it's
Mm,
kind of heartbreaking to watch them lose like that
yeah.
because he literally did like this is truly one of the games where you can say like he did not do anything wrong. Like he
No,
did not make a mistake the whole
Lamar
game.
really played like as perfect as a game as you could possibly ask him to. He was unbelievable. This is the kind of game that I mean, this happened 2 nights ago, and I would rewatch this tomorrow, the next day, and the next day, and a month from
Yeah.
now, and a year from now. Like this is an all-time classic game. That this is the kind of game like you show your kids, and it's a week one game. Like we're in for such a good season, hopefully.
It felt like a playoff game. Like
Oh,
this game
100%.
had like the
Yes.
feel of a playoff game. It was just there was just multiple times throughout the games where I had goosebumps because like
Mm,
this is just like the peak of football. Like I can't imagine we're gonna see a better game than this
no.
for
I
like 5 more years.
Yeah, I mean it's
Like
hard.
this is
I'm hard to believe that we'll see anything better than that this season or in the next few. The Josh Allen fourth quarter, 16 for 21, which is insane in itself. 251
yeah.
passing yards, one passing touchdown, and then two rushing touchdowns as well. Um, yeah, I think people are posting the stat of like most passing yards in a fourth quarter in NFL history or since 2000, because I guess we're done with the NFL 90s too now. And Drew Brees is number one, and like Roethlisberger's up there, and like a few other random people. But Allen's the
Mhm.
only person who was on that list who won the game,
Yeah,
which like
I
that,
saw that.
which is truly incredible. I mean, he just was unstoppable this game. Like there was Keon Coleman played well, and Palmer had some good catches, and like Kincaid looked pretty solid. But it really was the Allen show in every aspect. He was making just just godlike throws all
Yeah.
over the field. I mean, he was running people down. Like Allen, it's hard not to watch him and enjoy what you're watching, and especially when he's going up against Lamar, who he very unfortunately owns. But like, it's never Lamar's fault for the most part. Like like the Theo Ash, like not his fault meme. Like it really is for Lamar. He just gets sold by awful players that somehow find their way onto the field, like a Jair Alexander, who is just
Oh man, dude, the whole
so
Ravens
bad.
defense outside of Hamilton was horrible.
Yeah, I mean they weren't really getting to the quarterback at all. They had one sack and it was like a coverage sack basically. Hamilton was all over the place. I mean he had a dropped interception which he really should have caught that one. That was like right in his hands. Um,
There was two of
Roquan was
those.
playing all right too. I mean he was like just chasing down Allen all night and he did get to him a couple times like saving some bigger runs and stuff. But it really was just Lamar versus Allen and like no help from anybody else. Ed Oliver helped for Allen, and unfortunately, Lamar doesn't have an Ed Oliver on his team. Uh,
Yeah, Lamar had Derrick Henry going
yeah,
for
that's true. You're not wrong.
190,
That's
but
on me. You're right. But yeah, I mean, I really want to actually highlight how bad Jair Alexander was. He like that last drive, Allen was just like targeting him like he was Tariq Woolen. Like it was just insane. Like throwing right at him. Like he let up. He had the pass interference that allowed them to get down to
on
like
fourth down, yeah.
yeah, on fourth down. It was like a 4th and 20 or something that would have I think like mostly sealed the game away. And then they got down to like the 2 yard line instead. And then on the last drive of the game, he got targeted and like the ball like was caught and like went out of bounds or something. And they moved up. And then the next play they bomb it up to Keon Coleman. He loses the jump ball. Like he gets like outran and he gets like juked the hell out of his shoes. Like falls over. And then he just like makes the game losing tackle afterwards too. Because Keon Coleman was running so hard. I don't know if he would have realized he needed to go down. Because if they score
No,
a
he was
touch,
going to try to score. I
yeah,
think
like
he was going to try to
I think
score
so too. And if they score a touchdown there, I mean, like you have to assume the Raven. I mean, maybe the Ravens.
with 3 timeouts and like
They
a
did it.
minute
Yeah, 30
30.
timeouts. Wasn't I don't think it was a minute 30. I don't. Was there that much time left?
Maybe it was, but like with how well the Ravens offense was moving the ball,
Yeah.
and like with how perfect Lamar was playing, you have to assume that 3 timeouts they would have at least had a chance to
Hmm.
score. So you have to you like Jair, you have to let Keon score.
Yeah. He
That
really
was
he sold the game in like letting catches up and then also making tackles, which is kind of funny. He just had an overall awful game, and so all right, I'll pose the question to you because I feel like everybody's talked about it already. If you're the Ravens there, do you like fourth down? You're going for it, I assume.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. If I have Lamar Jackson as my quarterback, anything within 5 yards with the game on the line is being considered. And
Mm.
4th and 3, and I understand Lamar was cramping right there, so maybe call timeout and then go for it. But I'm not giving Josh Allen the ball back with how both amazing Josh Allen was in that fourth quarter and putrid the Ravens defense was. Like, there's no
Mm.
way you were ever going to stop him. So
Yeah. And
it's just
we've
kind of like
seen
this
this
has been the
story.
thing. Yeah.
We've seen this story play out with the Bills and the Chiefs in the playoffs, like multiple times now, where game on the line, the team punts the ball away and they give it to Mahomes, and the score is like 35-38. And it's like if my team has allowed over 30 points in the game, why am I going to now with like 30 seconds left or a minute left in the game or however little amount of time is left put my belief of the entire game into my defense that has allowed 30 plus points or 40 plus points. Like it makes no sense at all. And we see it every single year. We see it in the playoffs all the time. I don't know why teams don't believe in their quarterbacks anymore, especially when you have guys like Allen, Mahomes, Lamar, Burrow, like Hurts, whoever it is. These elite level guys who like if you need 4 yards, they can get it for you. I mean, Lamar even on third down made the completion. Like he couldn't have done anything more. I mean, it was short of the first down line. There was like I guess there was nobody else open or whatever. Um, I don't know. I think you put the ball in his hands there, and even if you don't get it, you have 3 timeouts. Like you said, call a timeout if he's cramping that bad. It's such a strange decision. I don't even know.
Yeah. It was unfortunate because I was rooting for the Ravens, but
Mm.
I can't like at the end of the day, Josh Allen's Josh Allen, so can't be too mad about it. It's just been like a theme for the Ravens with Harbaugh ever since they got Lamar. It's like they have all these leads that get blown where they just start calling. They play not to lose instead of still playing to win when they
Mm-hmm.
have a big lead. And I wish to some extent I kind of wish Lamar would audible out of some of these plays that they're calling, like a Zay Flowers jet sweep on 2nd and 10.
Yeah, like
Where, by the
what?
way, Mark Andrews just doesn't block on that play. Like he just sits
Mm-hmm.
there and doesn't block. Zay Flowers gets blown up at the line of scrimmage, so that
Yeah,
pissed me off. Um,
yeah. I think I really wouldn't mind if Harbaugh is gone after this season, and I really think that he could be, especially if this is another like just like unbelievably elite Lamar year, another year of elite Derrick Henry, and then they end up blowing it in the playoffs again. Like it's really hard to make me believe that they're gonna just like buy back into like let's run it back again for year 4 or whatever. Like you can't convince me of that. Something has to change, and
I
it's not gonna be
I
Lamar.
think I think Harbaugh's really close with ownership,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't think he's going to get fired. I think that's been Ravens fans have been asking for him to get fired for like 5 years
Yeah.
now, which is telling because they've been winning for so long.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think
yeah,
if
I
he
don't
could
think
win
he's
with
going to
any
go
coach,
anywhere.
like if you have a team this good, you could win with
Oh yeah,
basically anybody.
this roster on paper is like one of the best football teams ever. There's like
Yeah.
no reason that this team shouldn't win 15 games and win the Super Bowl. Like
Mm-hmm.
it would be a very I think this season is like the definition of Super Bowl or bust. Like if you don't win the Super Bowl, this team is a disappointment.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like it's the one thing against that though is like it's not like they have like it's not like Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback or something where it's like this is his last go. Like you do have Lamar who's on, I don't even know if he's 30 yet. So you like it's not like bust where it's
I
like
think he's
we
28.
yeah where it's like we lose Lamar if we don't win it here, but at the same time it is kind of like you said you like this team is so good you have to win it all this year. Um, and I mean, the last thing is Tyler Loop looked pretty cool. I mean, he had a couple deep
Missed an
kicks.
extra point.
Yeah, he
It
did,
wasn't great.
which ended up losing them the game. But I mean, I don't know. I think that he could potentially be good.
He
Um,
looked good though. Yeah, he made a
yeah.
couple long kicks.
I don't know. Anything else from that game to talk about?
Um, it's probably going to be Allen's second MVP this year. I'm not going to lie. That game will probably be the
Yeah,
tiebreaker
they're
for
gonna
them
use
because I
like
think
the
we're both going to
week
put up crazy
one
seasons.
game head to head between him and Lamar. It's so disgusting.
Which, by the way, when Lamar beat him last year, didn't count.
Yeah,
But
it
it
didn't
is
it
what it
didn't matter. Fake win, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Screw that, man. Lamar got robbed. Dude, they showed the stats
is. It
before
is what it is.
they showed the stats before the game, and I was like laughing in my chair at how like unbelievably better Lamar stats were than Allen's. Like it's just I
At
get
the
the
end of the day,
whatever. Hmm.
like everyone watching last year knew in the regular season Lamar was the best quarterback in the league for the most part.
Hmm.
Like, but at the like Allen is so good that if he retired without an MVP, I understand why that feels wrong.
Dude,
So
okay, Drew Brees, he didn't get one. Boo
screw Drew Brees.
hoo. Alright, cool. Fair enough, I guess. All right, moving on to the last game of the week. Damn, we're almost at 2 hours. Haven't even touched next week yet. Vikings Bears is the last game of the week. Monday night, Vikings win 27-24. McCarthy started out pretty rough. Not even pretty rough, like very rough. He did not look good at
Yeah,
all in that first really half. And then he turned it on the second half. He had a couple like small window touchdown throws. He had the rushing touchdown, which like was looked pretty good. He was escaping the pocket well. Like he was reading the field well. You could see him play by play, drive by drive, actually improving, which was pretty cool to see. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know that I don't think that he's going to be some like great top tier guy, but in a KOC offense, like he doesn't. I was thinking that they could potentially be not amazing this year because if McCarthy's not that good, but KOC will just not lead a bad offense. It just is not. He doesn't allow it.
the one thing that the Bears couldn't account for is that JJ McCarthy is simply a winner. and there's nothing you can do when you're playing against a winner. So, um, yeah, he actually played like really well in the fourth quarter. You know, he's got some mechanics issues. Throwing outside the pocket will
Mm.
definitely be an issue for him for a while, I think. But like he's in like picture perfect situation for a quarterback. Vikings offense, their play callers,
They
like
talk about Caleb Williams' best position our rookie quarterback's ever gone into. It might be JJ McCarthy.
yeah. Like Caleb Williams, by the way, he also just has like such glaring mechanics issues,
Yeah, when
and
you said
like the
throwing out of
throw
the
he missed to
pocket,
DJ Moore.
yeah, when you said
Yeah,
throwing out of the pocket,
like,
that's why I was like, geez, because we'll talk about that with Caleb. Yeah, go on about the throw to DJ Moore because that was brutal. That was heartbreaking.
that really could have given them a chance at the end of the game. It was like 2 minutes and some change left on the clock. They had just marched down to like midfield or like 40-yard line, and DJ Moore is wide open, and Caleb just like airmails it to a cameraman outs, outside the white lines. Like it was a horrible throw. Um, that yeah, they ended up still scoring, but they got really lucky because the Vikings just like kept committing penalties. But
Mm.
like Caleb Williams has just been honestly pretty disappointing. Like this guy is coming into the league with like these Patrick Mahomes comparisons that I
Yeah,
was pushing myself. Like I was really thinking this guy was going to come into the league and
I
be
feel
one
like
of the best
everybody
quarterbacks
was.
right away. But
I thought day one he was going to be one. Yeah, like you said, one of the best
yeah,
immediately. Um,
and he's just been he didn't take a lot of bad sacks this game, which is a good
mm-hmm.
sign. But I still think he does hold on to the ball too long sometimes. He had that really stupid throw, the intentional grounding play where he
Yeah,
just like nobody touched him. He falls over and then just throws the ball out of bounds to nobody. And then he just like walked out of bounds on another one of them. Like he
mm-hmm.
just like kept drifting towards the sideline and then just walks out of bounds on
Yeah,
like a second and long.
yeah.
So he
He lost like a yard or two on that play, and I mean the throw that he made like as he stepped out of bounds, anyways. The throw went out of bounds, so like it would have been an incomplete pass, but like instead he
yeah,
lost 2 yards on it. So I mean either way it would have been bad, but it's just like you didn't even try to throw it at a receiver. I don't really like when quarterbacks do that. I get that it's just being safe. You don't want to turn the ball over, but at least like if you're gonna throw it out of bounds, at least like throw it in a vicinity of a receiver where they can at least make some crazy catch before it goes out of bounds, rather than like just throwing it into the stands and like guaranteed nobody catches it. Um,
yeah.
what you said
It could
about
be a long game
yeah,
for the Bears. That's how he's going to play.
oh for sure. What you said about him not having sacks, that really stood out to me because that was just like brutally, painfully obvious last season where it was like just standing in the pocket for 8 seconds long, pump faking too many times, running into his own lineman, running into the D lineman, creating his own sacks nonstop. In this game, he was really good at. Um, he showed his athleticism every play, and it was really cool to see how fast he was, like ridiculously fast. This guy is a crazy athlete. Um, he was just escaping like nobody could catch him, nobody at all. He was just escaping everything. He was, I mean, 6 rushes, 58 yards, and a touchdown. The opening touchdown he had was a really good run. Um, he looked good in that first quarter. Like I mean, he opened up 10 for 10. I know it's like the scripted plays or whatever, but he looked really solid. And then he went like 8 for 20 after that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it was just I had such high hopes after that first quarter, and him and McCarthy like just switched bodies or something because I don't know what happened, but yeah, it was super
McCarthy
unfortunate to
locked
see.
in.
Yeah,
Winning time. It's what winners do.
yeah, I guess so. Um, I mean, Roma Dunze looked all right. Shout out Kyle Munn guy, Rutgers legend. Um, I don't know. I don't really have like a ton else to talk about from this one. Javon Hargrave
Yeah.
was getting to Caleb pretty well. I don't know. I do want to say the two-headed running back room with Mason and Aaron Jones.
Mason's.
Mason looked good. Like Mason looked really
Yeah.
good. He was running really efficiently. He was running hard as hell, like running through people. Um, Aaron Jones looked really solid as a receiver, but Mason looked better as a running back for sure. And Jones didn't look awful as a running back, especially in that fourth quarter. He started to turn it on a little bit, but Mason definitely outran him in week one. But yeah, I mean, a big win for the Vikings. I had the Bears winning that one, but I wasn't surprised the Vikings won it. But it's just like I wasn't sure on how McCarthy would do in his first start. But yeah, Caleb's got to be better moving forward. Because, I mean, like if Ben Johnson can't fix him, then I don't know.
Yeah, he's in trouble. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, anything else from that game to talk about?
No.
All right, an hour 53. That was a quick recap from week one, guys. Um, all right, we can go through this faster. Let's get it done
we
by
can
like
definitely do. We can definitely do this pretty quick.
yeah, let's get
Yeah.
it done by like 2 hour 30 minutes is my goal. All right, Thursday
Yeah.
night, Commanders Packers. Spread is 3.5 in Green Bay. Who do you got and why?
Go Pack, go! I'm gonna take the Packers to win this game. I thought Jaden Daniels looked a little bit inconsistent, maybe some like sophomore jitters to start the season against the Giants. Missed a couple throws to McLaurin, but yeah, the Packers just the Commanders are a team that likes to run a lot of these like quick pass plays
Mm,
and then try to beat you over the top once they've kind of pulled you in.
yeah, ton of
You
horizontal air
can't
raid, like a lot of short stuff.
Yeah, you can't beat the Packers over the top when McKinney's back there, and this short stuff is not going to work against the Packers front seven. So um, I think the Packers defense matches up with them pretty well. Commanders have a lot of unks on defense, so I
Yeah,
think
right.
I think the I think Packers take this one.
Yeah, I agree. I would have him covering 3.5 too. This
Yeah,
could be a game for Matthew Golden to shot, I think, because this Commanders cornerback room is so unimpressive that like this is a game for one of the receivers to step up. Um, I don't know who would it be because the Packers like it's kind of a mystery wheel that you spin and it's like who's gonna be the 70 yard and touchdown guy this game. But yeah, I'll take Packers. All right, Sunday night or Sunday night, Sunday, 1 p.m. games. You got Jaguars heading to Cincinnati. Spread is 3.5. Um,
who's for Cincy?
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, my bad.
Um,
I'll
Man,
take the
that is a
Bengals.
mid game.
Yeah, it is. I'll take the Bengals and I'll take them
I
covering.
think I agree.
I don't believe in the
Um,
Jaguars.
it is the early season Bengals though. I might take
No,
the
hey, the Bengals
Jaguars.
are 1-0 though. They didn't start 0-1 for the first time in a long time.
The benefits of playing the Browns. I'm gonna take the Jaguars.
Okay.
I
Like
just think
you're gonna take them straight up.
well, I mean, yeah, I'll take the Jaguars
Okay.
to continue this trend of Bengals September
Woes.
poor play.
I mean, to be fair, they did play the like starters did play some preseason games to get them more acclimated to be ready for the season this year. So maybe their September woes are different this year. We'll have to see. Um, yeah, I mean, I'll take the Bengals. I don't really believe in the Jaguars too much. Trevor didn't impress me at all, and this is another easy defense for him to go up against. So like, if he doesn't show it this game, I'm I'm definitely yeah I'm
Questions.
definitely my bags are I've got like 1 foot off the train. Like I'm unsure if I'm gonna get off at this stop. Like we'll see. If he has a bad game, then I'm getting off the train. Which I was such a huge Trevor guy, dude. I loved Clemson back then. Like that was when my brother went there, and like I used to love Clemson at the time. But I mean, he just has not shown it at all. All right, moving on to the next 1 p.m. game. The 0-1 Giants headed down to Dallas to play the Cowboys. Spread is 5.5 for Dallas. Uh,
The classic early season Cowboys thrashing of New York.
I
I
love
think
it.
I think the Cowboys probably win this game by 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. That's it. I
Their
dude,
defense is pretty bad, man.
their deep. I promise you that we will not be able to score more than I don't even know like 14. Like our offense cannot move. I know that their defense is bad, but I don't expect us to do anything. I expect like Mozzie Smith to start playing and playing well against us. That's how bad we are. Um, it's 5.5. I'll take the Cowboys to cover that easily. Honestly, the Giants are
Oh
going
yeah.
0-18. They're gonna find a way to lose the bye week. This team sucks. We're gonna get the first pick, and Arch is not even gonna come out. Uh, yeah, we're just screwed. I don't know. I have nothing to say. We suck. Moving on. Um, Bears, Lions, both 0-1. This is a big divisional game. Um, Lions are covering or Lions minus 5.5. They're at home. um, the Lions go 0-2 here. There's some like real alarms ringing. Like the emergency alarms are going off for sure.
I think the Lions are going to smoke them. You know, Dan Campbell, whenever he like finds a gimmick that he can put into a game, they always find a way to blow out the other team. Like last year when they played the Cowboys, they had like the eligible receiver gimmick where they
Mm-hmm.
just wanted to have the revenge game against the Cowboys, and they beat them by 50. So I think they do that with Ben Johnson this year. I think they like take it personally that he went to a division rival and they just beat the crap out of him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take the Lions to cover on this one.
All right. Uh, I don't know who I'll take in this one, honestly. I think they did. So the Bears didn't have Jalen Johnson, which surprisingly wasn't huge because Jefferson didn't even have that great of a game. Um,
Wright played really well for them,
yeah, yeah.
for the Bears.
I think you know what? Give me the Bears. I don't believe in the Lions at all. I think the Lions are cooked. Give me the Bears. All right.
The
Rams,
Bears.
da Bears. All right. Rams, Titans. Another kind of tough defense for Cam Ward to go up against. Rams are
Rams.
on the road, 5.5 point favorites. Um,
Rams by 3 touchdowns.
yeah, I mean the Titans are going to lose a lot of games by big blowout, um, like measurements, and that's probably going to be this one. Yeah, I'll take Rams and to cover pretty easily. Cam Ward's going to get sacked by um, Byron Murphy. I'm not Byron Murphy. Oh my God, what's his name?
Jared
Jared
Verse.
Verse. Thank you. Why did I say Byron Murphy? Jared Verse a lot. Um, all right, next one. Patriots, Dolphins. Dolphins are at home, favored by 1.5.
The Dolphins are favored?
Yep. Well, all right. Here's the rule for being at home. You get a 3 point favorite, so they're kind of underdogs by 1.5 here, which is basically a
Give me
pick
the
'em.
Patriots.
This
Give me
is
the
kind of a
Patriots,
pick 'em.
definitely.
Yeah, I'm
I think
taking
the
the
Dolphins
Patriots.
are like maybe the worst team in the league this year. So
Dolphins, Titans. Who would you have winning?
Titans.
Mm. So
I think the Dolphins are bad. Like
Dolphins,
that
Giants. You're
team is
taking the
bad.
Giants.
Oh yeah, easily.
Oh, okay. Dolphins, what Saints? You're taking the Dolphins or taking the Saints?
Yeah.
Dolphins, Browns. You're taking the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. All right. Fair enough. Yeah, I think this is like, especially depending on if Christian Gonzalez plays. I know he was out with week one. Um,
Mm-hmm.
if he is not out there and Tua still has an awful game, like I mean, might as well just put
Zach
out.
Wilson
Yeah,
time.
it's might as well put out Zach Wilson, which you can't even do because, dude, Tua. Somebody posted his cap hit. Like it was he had. You know it's a bad game when you're getting your cap hit posted after week one. Somebody said he had like a 78 million cap hit. Like the Dolphins
Ugh.
are so unbelievably screwed. They're gonna fire McDaniel obviously this season and clear
Oh
house,
yeah.
and like they can't move off Tua. What do you? I guess they could do what the Broncos did and buy him out like they did with Russ, but I don't know. This is a different situation because Tua is like 10 years younger too. Yeah, it's a weird situation
The
there.
Dolphins are an underratedly cursed franchise. They have the second longest drought for a playoff win
Hmm.
in the league. I think they haven't won a playoff game in 21 years. I think only the Raiders have a longer streak. So
Is that is that playoff win? Yeah, yeah. That's
playoff
interesting.
win, yeah,
Yeah, and they don't even when they do make it, they just get like smacked. Um,
yeah.
yeah, all right. So I'll take the Patriots as well. I'm surprised that their Dolphins are favored. That's kind of crazy. That feels like free money, honestly. Um, All right, Niners Saints. Niners are going down to New Orleans. Niners are favored 4.5.
Yeah, I'll take the Niners.
Yeah.
They are like insanely hurt. I just think the Saints are too trash for it to really
Honestly,
matter.
even if Purdy isn't playing in this game, I'll take the Niners. Like
Yeah,
I don't believe in this. I mean, to be fair, the Saints did not look that bad against the Cardinals. The Cardinals aren't the greatest defense or anything, but like they aren't the worst either. So for them, like I really thought the Cardinals were going to just like smack the hell out of them, and so for them to put like 13 points on the board or whatever kind of impressed me a little bit. But I'll still take the Niners to win and cover. Um, all right, Bills versus the Jets. Classic AFC East matchup. Buffalo in
Bills by 50.
Yeah, Buffalo's in New York, favored by 6.5. I'll take them to win and cover. Bills like it's gonna be them or the Ravens is the 1 seed this year, and whoever is gonna be like 15 wins. Like they're
The
gonna
Bills might win like 16 games. Like their
yeah,
schedule is pretty easy. So
and they
I could say and they always beat the Chiefs in the regular season. So
and especially
that's like their toughest game.
if the Patriots aren't that good this year, like they have 6 free wins in this division. There's like
Yeah.
I know they split games a lot of times, but like the Dolphins are so bad. The Jets, I mean they scored a lot, but like I don't buy into the Steelers a ton. Like I don't know if the Jets are going to be able to keep it up that offensive level throughout the season. I mean I don't expect them to score 30 every week, obviously, but like I don't know if they're going to be like Fields will be that consistently good. Um, so yeah, I mean I'll take the Bills to win and cover for sure. All right. Seahawks, Steelers in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh favored 2.5.
Yeah, give me the Steelers. Um, I think
The DK
their
Metcalf
defense
revenge
is.
game.
I think their defense is going to find a lot of success against us in this game. I think their D line matches up really well with their O line. I think their secondary matches up really well with their receivers. It'll probably be Ramsey on JSN for most of the game, so that'll be a fun matchup to watch. But
Mm,
I think our defense matches up with them well too. I think this could be like a low-scoring game, honestly, and
I
it
think it
probably
will
will
be.
be. But I think the Steelers will definitely win this game.
Uh, yeah, I agree. Like I want to say Seattle because I really like your guys' defense a lot. Like I think you guys have a good unit that,
It's
um,
really good. It's
like ha-
probably like top five caliber
yeah,
defense in the league.
like it has such upset potential type defense. Um, but I just cannot like for a second put a single ounce of trust into Sam Darnold. I was saying all offseason long how little I trusted him, how I expected Milrow to take the starting job at some point this season, if not this season, next season. Like I just think Darnold's not good at all, and with a bad O line, like he's gonna face a ton of pressure, and he's just like I could see him facing a ton of pressure this game and throwing a couple of really errant interceptions. So yeah, I'll take the Steelers too. I wouldn't be surprised if Seattle wins this because I do think it'll be a low scoring game, and I don't think Aaron Rodgers, like you said, I think like is kind of getting gassed a little bit. Like I don't think they're gonna be 30 plus points a game like they never have been before. They're not just gonna all of a sudden be that this year. Um, but yeah, I mean it has to be an easy matchup for me to believe in Sam Darnold, and the Steelers defense is a little bit too good for me to do that. The over under is 39.5. That's probably easily the lowest of the week. Yeah, nobody's even really that
I'll
close.
still take the under.
um, all right, the final 1 p.m. game: Browns versus the Ravens, both 0-1 in Baltimore. Baltimore favored by 11.5. That's a lot of
That's
points.
insane.
That's a
That's
lot of
insane.
points for a week 2 game.
I
That's a
I
lot of points.
swear to God, if the Ravens do what they did against the Raiders last year and choke like a 2 touchdown lead to a
Mm-hmm.
team that so clearly sucks in the fourth quarter, I will make sure that John Harbaugh is not their coach myself anymore. So the Ravens better win this game because I will be pissed if they do not win this game.
Yeah,
I take them to cover too. Like they should cover that.
I'll take them to win. Covering, I don't know, 12 points is a lot, but I do think that they're going to come out and just like put the pedal to the metal after losing that heartbreaker and
Yeah.
losing the way that they did, like giving up 15 points in 3 minutes. It's just like that's something that you come back the next week with a just like a hell bent fury and try to put 50 on your next opponent, especially when it's a bitter rival like this.
And the Ravens legitimately could like chase down like the 2013 Broncos record for points in a season this year, I think, because they scored 40, it felt like effortlessly
Yeah,
against the Bills on the road.
there was
This is a
never.
team that could be like a record breaking
Yeah,
offense again this year.
there was never really a moment that they felt like they faced much adversity in that game offensively. In the Bills game, like they were just moving so seamlessly every single drive. The read options will never not work with Derrick Henry and Lamar, the most athletic dual threat quarterback of all time, and the most like destructive, like just smash your face in running back of all time. I don't like if you're a DC and they were read option. Who are you? What is your game plan? Who are you committing to? You
I
just
know.
you just
I don't
quit.
even
You,
pray. I don't
yeah,
know. Like
you commit
there's
to
only like
God.
there's literally nothing you can do because we saw last year the Steelers. T.J. Watt was getting played with like a
Hmm.
little child in the read op. Like they ran read option like 15 times in the first half,
Yeah,
and then the Steelers kind of did this thing where they would like wait to see like who was going to keep it, and Lamar like ran with Derrick Henry
yeah.
for like 5 seconds, and then he just pulled it and guts up the middle, or he ran with him and then handed it off. I think is what he did,
Hmm.
and then Derrick Henry ran up the middle.
But he's
Um,
done that kind of thing a couple times. Like I've seen him hold on to the ball with him, like maybe like for like 2 seconds or one extra second or whatever. But like they do that to like trick the defense because if like you said if I'm stopping Lamar Derrick Henry, it's just like I have to watch you actually hand the ball off or keep it because if I'm going to commit to Lamar, now I have to stop Derrick Henry with like one defender or vice versa, and it's probably even harder to stop Lamar with one defender than Derrick Henry, which is saying something because Derrick Henry is maybe the best running back of all time versus one defender.
Derrick Henry, and that's the thing with Derrick Henry, is like the perfect prototype running back. Like normally a guy his size is
Mm-hmm.
like lumbering his way down the field. This guy is like, especially in his prime, was like one of the faster running backs in the
Yeah,
league at top speed. Like
yeah, and he's
it's
still like
just he's
four
just a
five,
machine.
like 4.6 level speed. Like he's still ridiculously fast.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I'll take the Ravens, and I'll say cover because I think that they're going to come out and really try to
yeah.
put the like just absolutely close this one out by halftime. Um, all right, moving on to the 4 o'clock games. Broncos versus the Colts. Yeah, I think this is where we see Danny Dimes, his miracle run end very abruptly. They're playing in Indy. Denver only favored by 1.5. That is crazy. I feel like that's free money. But Vegas always knows. Uh,
Vegas always wins, man. I don't know. I will take the Broncos, but I think this will be close, and I think this game will actually tell us whether the Daniel Jones season will be a gimmick or if he's like actually a good player. Because if he
yeah,
plays well against the Broncos, I mean, you're
yeah.
not going to see a much better defense than this on your schedule. So,
You won't see a single
um,
better defense. This is the best defense in the league. Um,
yeah, it's like. But the thing is, like, I think the Colts can stay in this game just off the fact that Bo Nix is like horrible.
yeah,
So
you're not wrong.
I think this will actually be like interesting. This is like such this for me it's 1 p.m., but this is like such a 4 o'clock game.
Mm-hmm.
This is the most afternoon football game ever is Colts Broncos. So I I don't know how much I'll watch this game, but I do expect this one to be close.
um, I don't know. I think this is either going to be a Broncos like beatdown where it's just like Daniel Jones is not even able to like take a breath even on the sideline, or like you said, it's going to be a really close one. Um, I find it hard to believe the Colts win this one. Bo Nix is really going to have a bad game for the Colts to come out here because I just don't see a way that Daniel Jones has a legitimately productive game in any real aspect. Like I expect him to have more turnovers than touchdowns scored in this game. Um, all right, moving on to the next 4:05 game. Panthers travel to Arizona to face the Cardinals. Cardinals favored by 6.5. This is an easy matchup for Bryce Young potentially. I mean, we saw Rattler look
I
not awful against the Cardinals.
I think this is the Panthers wake up call here. You know, they had a really bad week one against a team that's not that good. Bryce Young didn't play that well. I think they lock in, and I think they beat the Cardinals this week. Give me the Panthers.
Wow. You know what? I can't give up on Bryce Young too early into the season. Um, see, I don't know if they win, but I think they do cover. Yeah, give me
Oh
the
wow,
pan.
Arizona's favored by 6.5.
Yeah, 6.5 is a ton. I don't know. I mean, Arizona did not look so great against the Saints. Like I really thought that they should have won that game by like 20 before like going into it, because I thought the Saints were going to be so bad, and maybe that speaks to the Saints being better than expected. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, I'll take the Panthers too. I'll believe in Bryce Young, and if he looks trash again, then
It's over.
I might start selling some of my stocks because I've got a house full of them. Um, all right, shockingly, this is a 425 game, and I'm looking at like all these games have like the ticket prices next to them too. So Broncos Colts is $62, Panthers Cardinals is 37. This next one at
Wow.
425, Eagles Chiefs is 215. Um,
Super Bowl rematch,
yeah, I
which
mean,
is weird to have in week 2. It feels like a very
yes,
random
in
time
week
to put
two
this game.
and at 425 and not night game. It's so dumb because everybody wants to see Falcons Vikings on Sunday Night Football. Oh, I can't wait. Um,
I actually think that'll be a good game,
I
but
mean,
yeah, I understand what
it's
you're
not gonna be bad, but it's like Eagles Chiefs Super Bowl rematch. I would see that Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday night. Like I don't want to see, yeah,
saying.
I don't want to see JJ
This is what they
McCarthy on
did
his.
last year too. They had the Niners Chiefs rematch as like an afternoon game in like week
Mhm.
3 last year.
Yeah. Also, I don't know why McCarthy. I mean, we'll get into this later, but I don't know why his first two starts are both Monday night and Sunday night. Like it's so strange. Um,
They put the winners on the big games.
yeah, I guess so. Um, all right. Well, anyways, so Eagles Chiefs in Kansas City. Philly favored 1.5. Um,
Philly covers.
yeah, I think Philly wins. Philly covers. Chiefs dropping to 0-2 is kind of surprising. I don't know. The Chargers are a good team though, and so are the Eagles. So it's not like it's an easy start out for them.
Oh, they
Um,
have like the second hardest schedule in the league this year. They always have, ever since they started winning Super Bowls. They've had one of the hardest schedules in the league every
yeah,
single year. So
yeah. I'll take the Eagles though. I think that I don't know, their O line is good enough to stop this Chiefs D line, and which we saw Chris Jones gets. We didn't even mention earlier. Joe Alt is a demon, dude. We'll talk about
yeah,
that when we get to Monday night. He is fantastic. Um, Eagles Chiefs. I'll take the Eagles. Yeah, I think that their offense is just gonna be too good for the Chiefs defense. They're gonna be able to outscore the Chiefs offense, and their defense. Um, I mean, we'll see if Worthy plays because I think that'll change a lot. But I don't believe in the Eagles secondary enough to feel like they easily win this game. Like I think it'll be close. Um, but if Worthy doesn't play, like it's so hard to imagine the Chiefs come out with a win here.
yeah, yeah, I think the Eagles got this one. I think we kind of saw that they're perfectly equipped to face the Chiefs at this point in the Super Bowl last year. And both teams I think have gotten, based on the rosters they're bringing into this game, I think they're both a little worse than they were when they played last year. But
Mm,
I definitely have the Eagles in this one.
yep. All right. Falcons Vikings um, is the Sunday night football game in Minnesota. Minnesota favored by 4.5.
Give me the Vikings. I think I think
Yeah.
Brian Flores is going to have something for not the basically rookie Michael Penix.
Mm,
He's not actually a rookie, but he's still basically a rookie. I think Brian Flores will have something schemed up for him. And I know quarterbacks who can't move that well usually struggle against Flores.
mm,
So it'll be, I think it'll be a good game, but I think the Vikings will come out on top because the Falcons have a pretty weak defense.
yep. So I don't know if Drake London's gonna play. They're saying it's a shoulder sprain day to day, so I'm assuming he'll play. Um,
If he doesn't play, I'm definitely
yeah,
smashing the Vikings. But
I see. I don't know. I kind of want to take the Falcons here, but JJ McCarthy second half really did move me a bit. Um, I don't know. I feel like the Falcons could win this game. I'll take the Vikings though. I think I don't know. I don't think that I think the Vikings defense is too good for this Falcons offense, um, and I think that they could limit Bijan a bit, and especially if London doesn't play. I mean, geez, you're looking at no Mooney, no London.
Kyle
Ray
Pitts,
McLeod and Kyle Pitts are your go to. That's a good duo. Um, all right, moving on. Monday night. Bucks Texans. We got a doubleheader on Monday night. Bucks
Yes.
Texans is the first game at 7 p.m. in Houston. Houston's favored by 2.5.
I think this will be the Texans bounce back game. I just think without Tristan Wirfs, Baker Mayfield is going to be running for his life from Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter.
True, I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Um, and the Texans defense is just so good, and they're so well coached that I think they can nullify the Buccaneers' biggest strength. I think this will probably be a low-scoring game, but I'll take the Texans.
I feel like this will either be really high scoring or really low scoring, which I know is such like I hate when people say that because it's like, what else? It could be medium scoring, but like, um, I think like both these teams are able to, I mean, see to like just go off for offensive explosions, um, like especially the Bucks. But like you said, the Texans defense is so good that like having like Buka essentially be your receiver one, going into a second game against Stingley. I think Stingley didn't. I think he got hurt or something. He didn't play in week one, right? Um,
No, I think he stayed in that game, but he did get banged up. He had like a hip thing.
yeah. Um, but so assuming he plays, I don't know if he'll be on Mike Evans or Buka, but probably Mike Evans, I guess. But yeah, I I don't know. I'll take the Bucks, but I'll take the Texans. I agree with you. I agree with you on the offensive line thing with like just Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter are going to be hunting him down. No pun intended. Um, like it's Baker's going to. I mean, we kind of saw it in that Falcons game, and the Falcons don't even really have that good of a don't even have that good of a D line. Like he was getting pressured a decent bit. Um, that's tough though. I could see Baker still finding out like pulling out a W because he just kind of has it in him. Like he always finds a way to do that kind of stuff. Um, I hope this is a good offensive game because that'll mean Stroud is showing it again, which would be nice. I'll take the Texans though. And then the last game, 10 p.m. Chargers Raiders. This is a real exciting matchup. Um, Bucks Texans tickets as low as $47. Chargers Raiders as high as 251. As low as 251. I don't know who's going to that game for $250, but sure, maybe the fake Chargers fan is. All right, so both teams are 1-0. Chargers are favored on the road by 3.5. Um, I'll take the Chargers here. This is gonna be a high-scoring game.
I think Joe Alt versus Max Crosby is the key here. And I have to choose between Justin Herbert and Geno Smith.
Honestly, Bowers might have such a good game here because the Chargers like secondary is so awful that
their linebackers are really bad too.
Their linebackers are trash. Their corners are just so terrible. This could be a huge Jacoby Myers game. This could be a big Brock Bowers. This is going to be a big Brock Bowers game. He's going to have a ridiculous game.
I'm gonna bet on Pete Carroll and Geno. Give me the Raiders.
All right, I'm taking the Chargers, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Raiders win this one. Now that I'm thinking about it more, the Chargers just impressed me more in week one. That's why I'm taking them. Raiders starting out 2-0 and being 2 games ahead of the Chiefs would be hilarious.
That's what we need. That's what the people need.
Yeah, that's a fun game though. Oh, and we get to see
it's a 10 p.m. game on the East Coast though. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
on a Monday.
That's brutal. I mean, luckily I have a late Tuesday class, but it's still annoying. And then, dude, I'm looking ahead. Next Thursday, guess what? Dolphins Bills. Let's go. That's a woo! I get to see 2 on prime time.
Like the best team in the league versus like maybe the worst team in the league. Let's go.
Dude, the spread's going to be like 17.5. Oh my goodness.
Let's see. It's at 8.5 right now. I might put money on that right now.
You could bet on it already?
It's just on Real app, so it's probably not actually on DraftKings yet. But
that's and then the Giants play Chiefs on Sunday night. Let's go. Lions Ravens Monday. Wow, we got a whole bunch of great games ahead of us in week 3. Um, but that's until next week. You guys have to tune back in for our recap and preview of week 2 and 3. Um, I'm good for these Tuesday night shows. So, like, if you are, then I'll be here. We'll be here every Tuesday, recapping and
Yes.
previewing. Do you have anything else to say about week
Um,
1, moving on to week 2? Anything?
no,
Early Super
I
Bowl
don't.
team, MVP, I don't know.
It's going to be the Bills or the Ravens. I think it's really just going to come. I think it might just come down to whoever gets home field advantage, like, and
Whoever
who
has the
gets more
ball
lucky.
last.
It's going to come down to literally who gets more lucky, because the Bills just had more luck. They had 2 dropped interceptions. They had the greatest running back ever fumbling the ball. They had a tip drill Keon Coleman touchdown, and that's not to say, it's not to take away from anything the Bills did. They still played amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Allen was amazing, and Oliver was amazing, but you do need a little bit of luck to win a game between 2 powerhouses like that, and in that game the Bills did have it. So
Yep. Um, Nothing in UFC. We have Noche this weekend, but that card is absolute garbage. I'll take Gene
we will
Silva.
not be there.
Actually, give me Diego Lopez because that's my guy. Yeah, it's a garbage card. You only have to watch the last fight. That one's gonna be really fun though. College football has been pretty cool so far. South Carolina has been awesome. So shout out the Gamecocks. I don't know. I don't really watch college football that much though.
College football,
Yeah, yeah,
Oregon Ducks are going all the way. This is the year.
yeah.
This is the year.
South Carolina Gamecocks absolutely so low. I'm afraid.
Everybody tune into the Seattle Mariners. We're about to be half a game behind the Astros.
Nobody's tuning into that shit. Dude, South Carolina, our schedule this year, we got like all home games. We got Bama, um, um, Clemson, Oklahoma, Kentucky, LSU on the road. All wins.
All wins.
We're talking about La Heisman at quarterback right now. This is #1 pick next year, future
Dante
Giant.
Moore.
Oh my God, he's gonna be wearing a Dolphins jersey next year, isn't he? Oh, it's gonna be disgusting.
That's nasty.
Yeah. All right.
I
Well,
feel bad for him.
um, that's gonna be all. Until next week. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. All right. See you around.